Do you guys? I need to read some stuff, so I'm not going to be talking. Uh, do you guys want me to play some music in the meantime? Yes, this. Oh, he's not in chat. He won't hear me. So do you guys want some music in the meantime before I
Do you wanna play a music list I put together? Give
Not
it.
particularly, Nokia. Well, what kind of stuff do you
Ouch!
have?
It's classical rock. Jeez, not that
Play
bad.
one s- Play one song.
Alright, let me grab a song. Fuck, it's one I gotta make it count.
That group chat exploded, Nokia. I need to like read it real quick. Oh, that it?
It's a good song. Disco,
Oh,
man.
jeez. Disco? I'll play some disco. I'll play some fucking disco.
I mean, it's just God. I'm not sure what everyone thinks of my music taste.
I'm really fucking mad. That was absolutely not the song I wanted to play. That was infuriating. I was expecting that a nice tune, but instead I got Katy Perry. I have to go. Actually, I don't have to dig it up. Never mind. Uh,
God damn it.
you like I mean, Katy Perry has some nice stuff, but
Yeah, I'm just
I
reading that
didn't
group
want
chat.
that song. Yeah, I do need to read it. Oh, Zig, I need to send you a third itinerary because people did a thing in the game 30 minutes ago.
Hold on a second. Once I
Uh,
figure out how to spell Colorado, I swear to God, I'll figure out where it's at on the map.
it's like above Texas to the left, I think. Play Bruce. I'm gonna play some fucking disco. That's what I'm gonna do, but I need to pull it up here. Yeah, here it is. This is it. Go ahead, copy. Then I need to paste it. It is totally weep trash, Zig. Zig, you can probably guess what I'm about to play. All right, I'm a hit it. It's Friday night, motherfuckers. It's time to do the Thalmor radio. Hey Fiji. The song I played, Sphinx, was Friday Night from a game called Yakuza 0. I can post the link. Actually, I will go ahead and just post the link because it is a nice little thing. Yeah, there it is. How's everyone doing? Y'all doing? Whoops, I cut out. Uh-oh. How are y'all doing? Are y'all ready for the show? Are you ready to enjoy the Thalmor radio? Very ready? You better be. I'm gonna run you ragged, Arctic. You specifically. I'm pumped for you too, Sphinx. Glass of whiskey. I said I'm going to run you ragged, Arctic. People keep talking in this thing. It's really annoying. I'm gonna have to mute this. I'm gonna have to mute this thing. Mute. I will mute this thing for 8 hours. There you go.
There's like a 3-hour feature on there. That's a little excessive.
Yeah, but like if I forget to unmute it later, in 8 hours I will be asleep, and by the time I wake up, it will be unmuted. And there's a 1 hour option, but that's too short. I'll be getting notifications in the middle of the show, so.
It'd be that way sometimes.
My whiskey of choice is Woodford Reserve. I think that shit is. I don't drink very often. I haven't drunk. Actually, the last time I drank was on the 13th. But before that, I hadn't had a drink in like months. Kentucky, all the bourbon is made in Kentucky, like just all of it. I need to edit the itinerary one more time here. I don't know a good place to put it in the schedule.
I
Shit.
don't know what you mean. My bourbon comes from fucking Tennessee.
Tennessee isn't even real. What the fuck are you talking about?
Sounds like everyone who talks about my state.
Guys, is Kentucky a real state? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I don't think Tennessee is real. Two. I don't know why people are typing 3. Is that a yes? When you type 3, does that mean you are unsure of the existence of Tennessee yourself? Now you guys are just counting. I have the best fan base and the best audience. They just do these kinds of things on their own. I will permit this to continue. Ah, man. Someone who joins the Discord to join tonight's show is going to be extremely confused. Oh no, the thing's muting people. I don't know how to. Hopefully, Kev can come on to take Arctic out of jail because I don't know how. Uh, help, Arctic. Arctic, I can't. I will see what I can do, but let me see. Arctic, can I?
Leaving and rejoining would fix the issue. It's called mute. It's called a mute invasion, everybody.
All right, Arctic, leave and then rejoin. Okay, I saw that he left. He might lose it, but I know my own. I can give it back to him. need to see. What did anything interesting happen? Oh, what? Oh, so that's how. Okay, so the better anti-spam, the way it works is that when it decides to throw you in jail, it gives you the muted role, which is what takes away your permissions to speak. So I think I can break people out of jail now when they do the crimes. Okay, Art, I need, okay. Okay. I think I can help out Arctic now. Yeah, you were just sternly warned, member, before you were thrown into jail. Okay, Arctic, I will save. Wait, Arctic, you need. Gosh darn it.
I almost played that song. If I played that song, it would have showed up on the recording.
Isn't Plastic Love like a really good song? I've
You
heard
should
good things about it.
you should play it and find out.
Okay, Arctic, I think you can type something. Say hi. I think I saved you, Arctic. Or maybe I didn't. Yes, there you go. Okay, Arctic, you're out of jail now. I shall return your Thalmorite roll to you. Let's see here. There we go. That is correct, Orca. The show does not begin until is he even in here? I don't see him. Gosh darn it. Okay, Zig got to him. Then let me finish editing the itinerary for tonight, so I'm not like completely. Is that wait? He is. Alex is here. No, he isn't. I'm going to pull a Derek Chavez on you, mind some. I'm going to knee neck you. Alex is in the server though. Um, he's not in the voice chat, but
I'm
he
uh
is in the server.
I'm gonna go to that group chat and ask him to join.
Okay. I mean, he's welcome to join, but I don't think he will. Mm. Okay. I need to do an edit to the itinerary, but instead of leaving you guys in silence, I will play another song.
Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thalmor Radio. Yeah, he's coming at you from the top. Oh no, no, he won't stop. Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thalmor Radio.
Thalmor Radio.
Just a little taste of what's to come. Just a little taste. The show has not yet begun, though. It will still not start for another 10 minutes. Pre-show topics. Aussies play Saturday music on Friday. Counting to 50, how to ban a fake night courtrooms. Yeah, that's about right. Which I have no interest in actual pre-show content. I'm happy with just sitting back and chilling out. Now let's see. I've now completed the itinerary. Let me go ahead and send it to Zig real quick here. Oops, I almost deleted it. Okay, Zig, I just now sent you the final copy of the itinerary. Yeah. Well, Zig, you've been a very good assistant. I appreciate it. Um. Oh, I know. I'm going to here's what I'm going to do. Where is it? Here it is. So here is the official Discord invite that I use for Factory Fresh Media. You guys use this link and like share it to people to get them to join it. Be sure to mention that Sphinx, Tarroc, and Sketchy are all guests tonight. Roger, the show starts in 10 minutes. Get people to come. I especially be sure to mention Tarroc and the beard that's in his profile picture. Yeah. I'm if I might gain control of this server in the near future, and if I do, the first thing I'm going to do is put a fucking 45 APC in the back of the better anti-spam bot. That I'm going to wipe out that thing really hard if I get a chance to. You invite your grandchildren? Hmm. I've been here since February though, Sketchy. I've been a part of Factory Fresh Media for 6 months. And it's basically been me all by myself. A lot if you look around the Discord, you can see lots of people this used to be the place to go to for politics and war media, but they all died off in the last war. No partisan, it hasn't begun yet. The show doesn't begin until 9, so 10 more minutes. Although be warned, partisan, I have lots of content to go through before I get to the guests, so you're going to be waiting probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes before you hear anyone speak. To Washington soon. Yeah, you guys can. I think I will be done by 10:30. Might be a bit after that though, but if you're short on time, then yeah, you can kind of chill out for a bit. Um, so was I going to do anything before I did this? I think I've pretty much done everything. I'll go ahead and post the itinerary because people are asking what I'm going to talk about. I have actually a lot to talk about. So let me go ahead and post it here. Oh, Zig did it for me. Never mind. So that's the itinerary. I'm going to talk about the Hobby Lobby barricade, the state of Thalmor radio recordings for politics and war. I'm talking about Discord integration, the real reason why you'd get an Iron Dome or VDS, Colonel Just attacking Pantheon, which I misspelled that one, but that's okay. Fortify is now viable, a politics and war convention, and then onto more serious stuff, we're going to talk about Morningstar's out-of-character attacks on KT, which I don't think many of you are aware of. The thing that will make me break your legs, the war is a shame and a farce, and of course the final call. Please do not misrepresentate the facts. Yeah, well, I gotta really hand it a terminal jest. I didn't see the league that was between Pantheon and UPN. Like, it was so obvious. I can't believe it went under the radar like that. But y'all are doing God's work out here, and that's appreciated. Um, Shifty speeding home. Man. Mm, okay. Zig, I'm going to send you one more itinerary, and this fourth one is the real last one. I promise, 100%. Definitely the last one. There will be no more after this one. There is no war going on. The war is fake. Yeah, the war is fake. It's just a plot. It's just a plot to hit Quack. Yeah. Terminal has The Chinese lying? That never happens. The Chinese never lie. They're always honest about everything, all the time. I did say China. You better fucking gulp down whatever you're drinking. Okay, let's see. I did that. Sorry for the dead air. I'm doing a thing. Okay, Zig, there you go. I just pressed enter. There's the fourth itinerary, and this one's the super real one. Oh, I need to also add that to my notes so I can draw upon it in the middle of the show. Delete that, paste this, there we go. 4 more minutes and then we can... My battery's already at 89%, oh no. It goes down about 10% every 20 minutes. So 20 times 10 is 200 divided by 6. So 3 hours maybe. Is that enough for tonight? It should be. If it's not, I can make plans to do other things. That should be fine. Yeah. It's actually over 3 hours, but sometimes it can get like really weird and inefficient. So I said 2 hours. I'm not doing a 24-hour show. I think after about 3 hours I would be done. If I went on for maybe 4 or 5 hours, yeah, 4 or 5 hours, I'd probably get kind of sick. You're done in about 6 minutes, Partisan. Jeez. I mean, 6 minutes is good. I'm usually done in like 30 seconds. So if you can do 6 minutes, that's pretty good. Efficiency is a myth. Oh man, is it raining? Oh gosh, it's still raining. Oh no. Am I going to have to do, is this the first show I'm going to have to do out in the rain? Oh no. Oh man. Is there something, ooh. I might have to put on a coat. I'm going to get pneumonia doing this show. I'm going to get sick and die because of tonight. It's all going to be your all's fault. Yeah, you guys make me wet. There you go. That's the thing. You're going to have me out here singing WAP by Cardi B. I think Partisan just summed up the show really well. So why are we here in mass listening to Thalmor yell random shit into his mic? Okay, Thalmorites, explain to Partisan what you're doing here. Why are you listening to me yell random shit into my mic? I am going to pin that. That's a good thing.
May I have the recommendation?
Mass will save me. No, nah. I'd rather not do that. I can pin. Okay, I'm going. I wanted to. Actually, the show is about to begin, so here in a minute, I will explain something.
Damn, I'm late. Never mind.
No, you're not. You're good. I is about to begin. I did the pre-show early. Who even talked? Who was that?
Nobody.
Who's talking? Nokia? Okay. Don't worry, Nokia, you're still on. Nokia's the only one unmuted, but like, I didn't. Oh well. Okay. Usually by this point, I would go out and I would start the show, but it's raining. I need my light. Let me go see how much it's raining. I'm probably going to start cutting out now because I'm walking around the house at the base of a mountain. But how hard is it raining? Let's see here. Let me go out here, walk past my cat. It is. Ooh, yeah, it's raining. It's raining at a medium degree. We're at the pre-show. The pre-show is going to be extended. Let me go get a coat. I shall play a song. There it is. It was supposed to last longer than that, so I will play it again.
Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thalmor Radio. Yeah, he's coming at you from the top. Oh no, no, he won't stop. Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thalmor Radio.
Thalmor Radio.
I'm actually still not ready. Let me play that one more time.
Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thalmor Radio. Yeah, he's coming at you from the top. Oh no, no, he won't stop. Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thalmor Radio.
Thalmor Radio.
I can confirm a gamer moment has occurred. The gamer word has been used by Fortnite. Welcome everyone to technically not Thalmor Radio. Technically, if you look at my role, technically I have the splooge and plop. So this is actually not Thalmor Radio. This is the splooge and plop. You can hear the rain. Oh no. Oh goodness. How's the rain coming through? Is it intolerable? Is it okay? Is it annoying? It's okay? Okay. I'm getting really wet. I have to do this for 2 hours. Yeah, welcome. So, I asked Kev for admin. After 6 months, I have finally been granted admin perms. But instead of giving admin perms to the Thalmor Radio role, he just gave me the splooge and plop thing, which has admin roles. So now I can do things like ban people, pin stuff. I can view the audit log. I can kind of do what I now have all the power. So yeah, there you go. I didn't mean to go quiet, but the rain is interfering. Oh no! The rain is fucking up my phone. It's making like the screen extra sensitive. This is troublesome. I might have. Okay. I will have to turn off push to talk. That's a dangerous proposition. But I might have to do it. I don't have an umbrella. Yeah, I'm going to go turn off push. I'm going to turn off push to talk. That's what I'm going to do. Actually, know what? I got it under control right now. I do have an umbrella. I just don't want to hold it. Fuck it. I'm going to go get an umbrella. This is really bad. No, I don't have a house. I am homeless. My house is like this big ass cardboard thing under this enterpass in South Central Kentucky, okay? Why do you think I have to do this show outside? It's because I don't have a computer. I didn't mean to go quiet again. It's just that my phone keeps freaking out all the time because of the rain. I need to. Well, Shifty can't talk. This is bad.
Is this green card that I should do the talking?
Again, I don't keep meaning to like go quiet, but I think the rain is interfering with the button presses on my phone. It's making it extra sensitive, and so I go to the push to talk, but like the buttons all freak out. It's really weird. I will perhaps have to clean up my phone, and then yeah, get an umbrella. So I did consider that sketchy. It took a little bit too long, but that has been considered and that has been executed upon. Is Shifty here? Still not here. Okay. He is still in traffic. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll turn off push to talk so I can still talk as I execute my plan of somehow. Well, I'm walking around my house and it seems as if the connection is stable. So perhaps I will have. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I will do the show inside. This has been a mess. We're 10 minutes into this, and I've yet to even begin to talk about any of my topics. So, geez. Okay. Well, first off, I need to clean off my phone and stop being wet. So, okay, I'll turn off push to talk first. Okay, I turned off push to talk. We'll see how well that benefits us. Now you get to hear me breathe. That's great. I guess tissues will work. Let me grab some tissues and wipe off the phone screen. It appears as if some fluid did get inside the phone case, so I will have to take the case apart and clean it. That's okay. I can do that as well. No, I don't want to unlock my phone. I just want to take the case off. I hope you guys are doing very well today. It has been
Alright boys, we're having some technical difficulties here. We need F's in the chat to fuel back his mic.
Uh-oh.
Spam harder, boys.
Hello? Hello?
Success! We can hear you, man.
My fucking when I was taking the phone apart, my mic come out, and my big brain didn't correlate that to you guys not being able to hear me. So, what was the last thing you guys heard me say, so I can pick it back up? What was the last thing?
Cleaning your phone case?
Random noses. Okay. Oh man, this has been great. Okay. Shifty still isn't here. That's fine. Yeah, the connection's stable. I guess I can do the show inside. So, internal Thalmor super wet. Thanks, Laura. Oh, man. Okay. Well, the funny thing is, I just checked, and I expected we would have lost some listeners, but no, we actually have more now than we did before, so that's great. So, to recap the important things I said in the past 15 minutes, I now have admin perms, so I can ban people, pin things, view the audit log, and do all the other things admins are supposed to do. It's funny what Shifty said with we can skip the Hobby Lobby barricade. Usually, I actually, like, the internals usually are things for me to bullshit through as people join in, but that's not as necessary because of the technical and the rain difficulties, but I'm still going to talk about it anyways. Fuck it. So I went to Hobby Lot. Was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. I was with my mom because only white women go into Hobby Lobby. Complete girly girl store. It made me sick to be in the store because of how girly it was. And there was a barricade awaiting for me. So now, because of the COVID restrictions, this is normal, but you know, they control the flow of people. So as soon as you walk into Hobby Lobby where I am, this is what greets you. It's just a barricade. You got baskets, some wood on the left. I don't know what that's doing. And these two signposts on the right. And that's the Hobby Lobby barricade. And by God, you know, the Wall of Jericho was very formidable, but this wall, the Hobby Lobby barricade, you're not getting through that thing. As soon as you step a nanometer past that barricade, the combined Hobby Lobby Karens will all appear, and they will just absolutely kill you. you will be demolished. So don't go past the Hobby Lobby barricade. But if there's one thing that can challenge the Hobby Lobby barricade, it's probably the Gordman's barricade, and this thing is a fucking titan. I will post it. I went to Gordman's, and there's this barricade right here. This is you are not getting into those changing rooms, okay? Me and my stepdad both, we just for fun tried to move those things, and they were not budging. That small section of this shopping center is just completely inaccessible. The only thing that can get past it is probably the National Guard. They probably have the firepower to break those two shelves down. But like, if you're just a normal person, good luck. So yeah. Zig, Zig, what was the other thing I was going to talk about? Oh, the status of Thalmor radio recordings. Okay. So, as you guys are probably aware if you're a regular, almost all shows of Thalmor Radio are recorded either by Denison or Nokia. Nokia is doing it tonight. And if you pay attention, you may have noticed that there are almost no links to the recordings. Well, that's because they haven't really been uploaded a whole lot, and the ones that have been uploaded aren't really accessible. They're either in emails or just on a hard drive. There is now an official Thalmor Radio YouTube channel that I have, and I plan on sooner than later working with Denison and what's his name, Nokia, to get all of them onto YouTube and have them be there for people to watch. So the recordings do exist, and they will be coming eventually. Cruton, the show has already begun. Yeah, and I appreciate Nokia too, Tarroc. I forgot his name for 2 seconds there, but he is appreciated. I think that's it for the internals of the show. The recordings are coming. Be patient. And yeah, there you go. How is this no push to talk? Am I doing okay? Can you hear me okay? Are my disgusting mouth noises too gross? Like, it's fine. You sound gorgeous. When does the show begin? That's a good question. Better than usual? Okay, so lots to talk about today. Discord integration. So I think this was just today. But on some pages, if you look at the bottom right, there's a little Discord icon, and you can pull up Discord on it. And that's cool. Alex hopes it will help with player retention, because apparently there's a correlation between player retention and Discord usage. I guess that's true. And I tried using it, and I will post a picture of my experience with it. So that's my experience with Discord retention. Apparently, it's also Sketchy's experience with it as well. It's really great. Yeah, you pull up Discord, 503 servers temporarily fucked. So yeah, I think that's because you need like a really fast internet connection to use it or something. But maybe it's not working for everyone. Maybe that's true. Or maybe it's just fucked completely. Okay, well that's nice. Servers making children. Man. So yeah, there you go. The real reason to get Iron Dome or a VDS. So, okay, guys, why would someone get Iron Dome or VDS? I know the real reason. I want to hear your answers. Why would someone do such a thing? Why would you get either project? Less missiles, less nukes to not get fucked. Improvements, 50% broke. Okay, so you would get the true reason why you would get VDS and Iron Dome, File Defense System is what VDS stands for. It's actually so that when someone launches a nuke or missile and it it blocks it, you can feel super smug about it and tell your friends on Discord about it and feel smug together. That's the real reason. Because I know I don't remember when I got an Iron Dome, but I think it was kind of recent. I don't think I've had it for a while because my Iron Dome finally shot down a missile this war, and I don't remember getting a notification about a thing getting shot down. And let me tell you, I felt so fucking smug and proud of myself for it. It was a really, that feeling when you get off of work and you can go home and you just feel so happy because you're going home? It was almost as good as that. It was my day was made considerably better just for that notification. And I imagine when you get a VDS, wait, it's blocked 4 in a row, Sketchy? What's the odds of that? Because each time it's only 20%. Ooh, jeez. I think Dryad had an Iron Dome, and it failed, I think, 4 times in a row? Yeah, 4 times in a row, which also has, like, really weird odds. And that reminded me of the last time I played Dungeons & Dragons earlier this year. I was on horseback fighting a troll, and I didn't have the horseback, like, I didn't have animal proficiency or whatever. So I went to take a swing at this troll, and in the course of that interaction, I ended up getting 3 natural D20s in a row. No modifications, just roll the dice and get a 20. And let me tell you, I fucked that troll up. That troll was super dead. So that was nice. And that only has a 1 in 8,000 chance of happening if I did my math right. So there you go. How many interns did I kill? I killed all the interns. What about regen? I think my party members finished off the troll, but I heard it real badly. Let's see, what else is there? Okay, no, okay. Yeah, Alex addressed the Discord integration thing, but that'll get ironed out, I think. My friend's dad, who is an anesthesiologist, he runs the D&D games, and he's a boomer. He's like in his late 40s, early 50s. He's a complete fucking boomer, and he plays D&D with a hat on backwards, and it's the funniest thing. Oh man. Jeez, who me? I'm not a boomer. I'm in my early 20s. I'm a young boy. So there you go. New micro on the block. TCM wins again. I didn't plan on talking about this, but Nokia brought it up, so I figured I will. There's a new micro block. It's between the coal mines and like 3 other alliances. Nokia, who's a part of the block exactly? Can you fill me in on that?
Yeah, so it's Golden Finn's Coalition, the coal mines, what's it? The Holy Church, or the Electric Boogaloo or something like that. I don't remember entirely. And Micropoculants.
Yeah, gotcha. Let's see here. I don't need this code on still. I can only remember the coal mines was a part of it because the coal mines is the alliance of the year. I mean, they fought Swamp and won, and then right afterwards got an alliance to merge into them, and now they have their own block. Like, that's some amazing list of accomplishments in a very short amount of time. So I gotta say, coal mines, that's a 3rd victory this year for them to have their own block together. That's really great. Forms of hegemony, it might be coming. I know Nokia is no longer leading the coal mines, but like, it's yeah. I mean, they're a rising star, man. They really are. They're a star already. What am I talking about? Let's see. What else is there? Okay, Zig, do the thing. Post the. Okay, there we go. Thalmor just attacks Pantheon. Yeah, so this was also a today thing, and I almost didn't talk about it because of how late it was. I'm really bad at talking about stuff that happens like close to the beginning of the show. But as it turns out, like Pantheon is basically just an extension of UPN, and I thought it was bullshit at first, but then I saw the evidence. I have to say, Partisan is really doing us all a favor. Terminal Jest is really doing us all a favor by like taking care of this problem for us. I can't believe I missed making the connections myself because they were so obvious in hindsight. But yeah, Terminal Jest, they're fucking at Pantheon now, so that's good. I'm waiting to see, will Six Sadistic come out of retirement? Will he, but like Lennon did, will he board the train and return triumphantly to execute the Pantheon curse on Terminal Chest? I don't know. We'll just have to see. But I hope, those in Terminal Chest, I hope they're looking out for themselves. Because if that happens, they're really going to have a hard time going forward with all this. Okay, what's the other thing? Who's this? Zig, post the thing again, please. I also need to. Okay, actually, I have it here. It's the first thing in my notes, so you don't have to, Zig, but thank you. Fortify is viable now, a theory. So this war has been really weird for me for a number of reasons, but one of them. Okay, hold on. I have a confession to make. I have to pee really badly, but I don't have push to talk on, and I'm too lazy to do the few button presses you would take to do push to talk. I'm going to set the phone down and go take a wee-wee. You're not going to hear it. Do you guys really want to hear it that badly? I will give you what you want, but you have to make sure you want it. You have to make sure you want it. You have to make sure. I'm seeing more yeses than nos. Okay, this is your warning. You better, if you don't want to hear the Thalmor pee, you better mute yourself. It's a comment. All right, it's 3, 2, 1. You're not hearing it? I think you can hear it. I think you're lying. Only a little bit? Okay, well that's alright. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Alright, there we go. Miss Bell, do you want to say something for the audience, Miss Bell? There you go. Miss Bell said hi, everyone. I think you guys might have heard my cat. Okay. So I feel like you guys can you guys hear me still okay, by the way? Yes, okay, I just want to make sure. Go find a wife, that's good advice. I didn't wash, that's because I was busy with something. Jeez, be on your wife. Well, I see, I'm a very conservative guy. I do think that the man should, be in that position of authority. And peeing on your wife, that would certainly establish dominance. That's a good suggestion. I can get behind that one for sure. I think you guys, like, on the Immortals bonus episode, this happened where I almost shat myself, and like the Immortals people, they wanted details. They wanted me like to talk about it in depth, and I did. And now here you guys are wanting to hear me talk about like taking a piss. Like, you guys, what's your obsession with like my piss and my shit for? Oh well. Y'all are weird. Bodily functions. Well, I guess it is the splooge and the plop, yeah. Oh man. I didn't even talk about Fortify. All I did was take a piss. Alright, so the weird thing about this war, and there's been a number of things weird about it, but one of them has been I don't know what to do in it. And that sounds weird coming from me because I founded KT, I led KT, I've been a KT member. KT has the reputation for being a quality fighting alliance. And because of the war system changes, I wasn't like, I had to keep asking people, what do I do? Because things are so different now. And one of the changes is that under the old system, in a conventional blitz against relatively even people, you all three declare, you airstrike planes. Once you establish that air control, you bomb tanks, and then you've basically won. Under the new system, it's different. Now ground is king. Now if you want to win, you all have to use ground, and then maybe get air superiority, and then kind of see from there. It's completely different, and I think planes kill less now. I think they've been nerfed quite decently. Air superiority is still worth getting, though, if you can, because as important as ground is, being able to have that tank, damage value, that's still very important. But now, like, you got to just get ground, and then you can pretty much win. Dreadnought is still alive and fighting. You still need planes. Well, I mean, yeah, you need all of them, but now the priority is different. Now you can't just win with air alone. And if you want to kill planes, you have to use ground. That's the most efficient way to do it. Now, planes are still very useful in destroying ships. The people I attacked, they had lots of ships. I had no ships. I had to airstrike their ships with the people I was coordinating with, and then double buy ships. But outside of that, yeah, planes are a lot less important now. Nokia, stop posting mail order bride websites. Oh man. BioLife based. So, under this new idea that ground is king, I've actually used Fortify in almost all of my wars just for that extra insurance against like a counterattack from people I was fighting. Because now with how valuable ground is, being able to get that 25% bonus on enemy casualties, I think there are a lot more situations in which Fortify is viable and applicable, unlike under the war system in which Fortify was almost completely useless. There were only a very narrow number of possibilities in which Fortify was a good idea. But now I think it's a lot more extended. I think now there's plenty of reasons to use, well, maybe not plenty, but certainly a much more expanded amount of reasons to use Fortify. Hi, Shifty. Let me unmute you, bud. You've missed a hell of a first 30 minutes, I tell you what. I'm happy that the connection is stable. I remember I used to have to do my show outside because shit would be all over the place, but I've been all over my house and everything's remained green, so that's pretty great. Man, so yeah, Fortify is now viable, and I've used it this war, and I'm probably going to be using it a lot more in the future than the way it is now under the current war system. So now for another thing. Politics and War Convention, Polycon. So people came up to me yesterday, well, not came up to me, but messaged me last night about it, and I thought, okay, that's interesting. Yes, Polycon. I will spell it out in chat. Polycon. It sounds dirty, and it might be, but it has nothing to do with the word it rhymes with. Polycon is my theoretical name for a politics and war convention, which now is an established idea in Alex's head, and he might eventually go through with it. Yeah, SheepyCon was another idea that I had. Yeah, but I liked Polycon more because it sounds really dirty, even though it's not. Yes, Sketchy, a real life convention. It wouldn't be this year. It might be next year. It might be the year after that. Would it only be 10? Yeah, and that was one of the problems Alex thought, and I think is valid. Is no one might show up. the only solution to that would be to try to gather signatures like beforehand. Like I think it's worth doing if even just 100 people show up, but that would require that'd be difficult. But maybe 2 years, that'd be better. And there is the issue of where it would be held. I'm fine with traveling to some Midwest place and doing it like there. I mean, that's fine. Vegas was thrown around, but I've been to Vegas a couple times. It is super expensive.
If you
Get a
guys
good
come to LA,
place.
that would be great. I'd be
Oh
like,
gosh.
I am the emperor here. I am the captain.
Well, at least if you go to LA, you don't have to pay for a hotel. You can just set up a tent and say you're homeless, and you'll be fine. Oh man. Meet up at Thalmor's. Oh, I have a
Dude.
nice place out here in the country. I mean,
We should do that. We should have like a championship, and then like whoever wins gets to host it at their place. So then it's like, LA to Kentucky to like, I don't know. I guess like, what is it, Washington?
y'all want to meet up in Kentucky? Now, if it does happen in Kentucky, I'm definitely like going to go because it's my state. I mean, in fact, if it is in Kentucky, I'd probably I probably would go. Nashville's fine too.
Dude, it would be like Street Fighter. We should all show up dressed up from our hometown.
If KT members go, I will personally purchase like themed shirts for all of us. Like I totally will. I'll probably even dress up in my Templar outfit. That's how committed I will be to this.
I'd bring my alien action figure, the one that I have that I use as my holy figurine.
Now the question is, what are we going?
Sketchy.
Assassinating each other.
Double kill, triple kill, overkill, killing
Shoot
spree,
up the politics and the war convention.
betrayal.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, we should totally just use a convention center though for a capture the flag game.
That was one of my ideas, though, is that like we have like a Nerf war or something. My ideas was that like first off, this should probably be like a 3-day thing, but it doesn't have you don't have to have stuff for all 3 days, just for like maybe 4 hours or something, because I think people would want to hang out with each other, and I don't think people will come out for a 1-day thing. What was
if you guys they're saying airsoft, I'm like, I would get my fucking Lipoly P90 out and just be like, let's do this shit. Putting .25s in that thing.
You know what? Can we go paintballing instead? Come on.
Well, but it's going to be restricted by the venue, though. I don't know like how easy it will be to do like airsoft or even paintball. Whereas Nerf, I mean, you just you get a vacuum cleaner, you can clean up all the Nerf darts. My ideas was like a Nerf war, just something easy, or there could be some tournaments. Alex could set up like a third politics and war server, and we could have it could be basically like the test server with how fast turns are, and we could have like some tournaments throughout the days or whatever.
I feel obligated
and also,
to say this real quick, because Changeup keeps complaining. Hey, Changeup, just so you know, I asked to buy people tickets. So Alex could do a giveaway. Just so you know, man. It is my idea.
I was also thinking people can do live versions of their show. I would do a live Thalmor Radio. Kev and/or Charlie could do a live version of Great Job. Mad Max could do a live version of his show. I'm breathing into my mic, probably mine some.
What do you mean live version?
We're talking about like a hypothetical politics and war convention. The idea, Alex has thought of the idea some, and I think he wants to do it at some point in the far future. So we're kind of going over that. And one of the ideas of something people could do would be to have like a live versions of their shows. Like I would do a live Thalmor Radio. I would probably go to something like this, and I would probably go. I would do a live version of my show. Yeah.
That'd be wild. Okay, yeah. Well, we are. Someone just asked, do we even host Great Job anymore? Yes, as of September 4th, we will be on the official Politics and War server, hosting our first show in a long time, and Alex will be our guest. So that's September 4th, I believe, 9 p.m. Central. I'll ask him about the convention thing.
We totally got to make merch for that thing, and then have like learning seminars. Like I'll host one, how to make propaganda.
Yeah, let me go ahead and turn back on push to talk. I don't need this on anymore. There you go, no more breathing. Breathes. I don't think a convention would be profitable though, because like I said, you'd need at least 100 people to make it worth doing. And if you charge people, like that's going to dissuade people from coming. So
Honestly, it seems like it would be more like a bring your own bottle sort of. Everybody just shows up to like a giant rented conference, and it's more just like donate if you can kind of thing. That's probably what I'm guessing it's going to be.
well, but Alex can probably afford to eat a loss on it because it could be listed as a business expense and then written off in taxes. So it wouldn't be the worst thing ever if it is a loss.
Personally, I offered to help pay for the thing, so if Alex does host a big event, I do have enough money saved up to where I can actually rent a good chunk of a hotel myself, as well as buy people tickets to a set amount.
I'd probably donate like 500 or 1,000 for it. It wouldn't be an issue.
And I would probably be willing to do some to throw in some. Me and my family, we do business in real life, and so that kind of like strategic planning and stuff. I told Alex I'd help him with any kind of planning if he wanted it, and he said thanks.
Thalmor, let's be real. Doing the live version of our shows, I mean, that's worth at least what 50 G's. So I mean, that alone.
50? What the? No,
least
80. At least 80.
I was just talking for myself, I think. So 80 for yours, but.
Oh man. So, what do you guys think of a politics and war convention? Would you go to it? Would you not? Are you open to going to it?
I think it's a terrible idea.
It is a terrible idea. But I still probably would go.
Everybody wants to go to LA. Let's do this shit. Yeah. Well, I just saw one. Yang. Let's support it.
It probably would be okay. I mean, there are a track record of conventions being horrible, like DashCon, which was the Tumblr convention. But the Politics and War one, I mean, I don't think the real weirdos of the community, they probably don't have the resources to go to such a thing. So I imagine, I mean, at worst, it would just be a bunch of awkward people, awkward young to middle-aged skinny white people. Not the worst group of collections around.
Say that for yourself, Thalmor. I'm the CEO of Brown People.
Oh gosh, Tyron, like the underage Politics and War players bring their parents to it. Oh.
Dude, I can see the newspaper articles now. Convention for stupid game no one has ever heard from breeds coronavirus.
So the thing.
Blah 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 blah.
So as me and Alex were talking about it, it would be actually specifically in about a year from now, most likely, due to the fact that we'd have to wait for the coronavirus to wear down first. Do keep in mind, people do think about other people's safety.
I don't know, man. I would have to be compensated to go there. Lord.
I mean, there's 50-something people that signed up in ONN, which is one of the bigger news services, so at least some people would be interested.
Well, that's the thing. People will say they're interested, but then when it's time to pay plane tickets, reserve hotel rooms, budget out, food money, it's like, oh, geez. And so, I have invited people to things and had a lot of people say yes, but then when it came time to do the thing, only a fraction of those people actually did the thing. So just because people will say, yes, we will go to this in-person thing, they would have to, something a bit more serious than that would have to be committed. So I don't know, we'll see. And of course, if Alex does do it, say 2 years from now, I think the game will be, bigger by then. I think the pool of people who could possibly come will be bigger. If the game keeps growing over the years, I mean, I say some kind of small thing is possible. I don't think it'll die. The game's dead. I'm not sure if I agree with
Everyone here that's been playing this game for years wishes they weren't.
that. I enjoy the game, and that's probably more because I enjoy like the community and stuff. But like I do enjoy the game. I like it. I enjoy fighting the wars. I enjoy growing my nation. Maybe I'm weird, but it's fun, and the drama's nice. So we'll see. And I think that's about it for all that. Um, I do have. This is the first time I've done this. I've broken up my politics and war topics into two sections, and I don't. Okay, let me actually post them here. Hold on. Oh, that's weird. It's not showing up like I want it to, but that's okay. And the itinerary in the politics and war section, the fire skull fire was emojis, but it's not translating for some reason. But that's okay. So there's a scripture in the Bible I want to read off before I continue forward. Let me pull it up real quick here.
He who dealt it smelt it.
So I will be reading from the book of Ecclesiastes.
All right, have a good night.
Good night, Kev. Ecclesiastes 3, 1-8, King James Version. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather up stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So, the ultimate wisdom of that verse is pretty self-explanatory. There is a time for everything. Not most, I don't know, there's like 50 of you here. A lot of you guys know this show, and you know me. I'm pretty happy-go-lucky. I'm laid back. I like to laugh. I look at things. My disposition is one of general contentment. I'm not very neurotic. I don't feel a lot of negative emotion. I'm quite pleased with myself and my life and the way things are. However, there is a time to be serious and a time to look at things, and that's what I'm going to do right now. The Alliance of Morningstar and individuals in it have been kind of nasty this past week, and I want to draw attention to it for a specific reason. So let me go ahead and upload the first thing here. So here are some logs I just posted, and they're from the Morningstar Discord. And Dennison opens up saying some stuff. This is only like part of it. And Buck responds to him, "Are you a lawyer? Is that how you get away with hitting on minors?" Dennison quotes a thing. Mars and Fortnite says something, and then Buck replies, "No, man, Dennison wants to sue me because he is a Nazi pedo." And Dennison, complains about that, which is, I think, fine to do. Then, yesterday afternoon, a bunch of people from Morningstar joined the KT Discord. Now, I meant to screenshot them kind of joining in unison, but do I have that? Let me see. I don't actually have that. I meant to take a screenshot of people from Morningstar joining the KT Discord in unison, but like when I went back to it today, it looked kind of weird. I don't know what was going on with that. But a bunch of people from Morningstar joined the KT's Discord yesterday, and you can go through now if you want to go through Entrance Hall. Some of the remnants of the discussions are there. The examples of yesterday of Buck calling Dennison a pedo don't exist because Dennison banned Buck and all those messages got deleted, but some stuff still remain, and I will post them real quick. So here's one thing. Elder Rachel says, I heard there are Nazis and pedos in KT. That's why I came over here. Here's an exchange between some people. Elder Rachel says, I saw an ad on the forum. It said, come to Orbis. Orbis' zoo of Nazis, pedos, and micropenises. Dennison kind of plays that off. Elder Rachel replies, wait, you guys didn't make it yourselves? That's so weird. Someone else trying to buy space to your server. Here's something else. Here's Fortnite saying, Dennison, why are you banned from Morningstar? Dennison says, doesn't matter to me, shrug. El Barto replies and says he said some pedo shit and got mad about it. Am I a robot? I don't think I'm a robot. Oh well. After that, Dennison says, I was looking to leave the Discord server anyways. Fortnite replied, I think you do know, you're just shy. El Barto replies and says, or guilty. And then here's the final one. Thanks for banning Buck. LOL. Fortnite says, now you're full of shit. Just say what you did. Dennison said, ban Buck. Fortnite said, yeah, you're full of shit, actually. Dennison said, what did I do then? I'm curious. Fortnite replied, yep, that's what I'm asking. So members of the Morningstar community came together, and Buck especially accused Dennison of being a pedophile. They then tried to attach those slanders to the KT community as a whole. That's pretty fucked up, actually. That's something I'm calmer about it today, but like yesterday, I got pretty heated about it because to call members of the Fortnite was in this chat earlier, by the way, and he dropped the gamer word, the N word. I think he got banned for that. Actually, I'm not sure. He's not typing. I figured he'd be saying something if he was still here, but I think he got banned for that. But that's all pretty fucked up. And it represents a level of toxicity that should be really stamped out from this game. Yeah, Fortnite dropped the hard N. I think you guys might be able to see it if you like want to search for him. He's here. Okay.
Fortnite is Frezza-san.
Gotcha. I joined the Morningstar Discord yesterday, and I got banned after a couple minutes, even though I didn't like say anything. Let me see. Oh yeah, I El Barto. Yeah, and James just quoted Fortnite's thing. There's a couple other things. Let me go ahead here. Now, Rachel and Buck, they're Morningstar. I think Fortnite is Morningstar. I'm not. Yeah, he is. He is. If he's Frisian, he is.
Yeah, Fortnite is Frezza-san. Yeah, he's the guy with the Pepe, or the Jewish Pepe.
El Barto, though, is a bit of an enigma because he's in ARG, but he claims to be Morningstar in his nation description, and he joined in yesterday with the rest of Morningstar people. But El Barto, there's a few things on him I want to bring up real quick.
El Barto used to be Animation Domination, and he was a player back in CN. As far as that, Morningstar and ARG are kind of interchangeable. They're like a secondary sort of like we just hang out yar, in a way, because yeah.
I posted a picture of logs between someone and El Barto, and El Barto is basically saying, these logs were given to me under the context that like El Barto does some shady shit with like IT stuff with routers or whatever. I can dig back through and find the context, but like this is apparently supposed to be incriminating in some way. But one thing that Alberto said yesterday in KT's Discord I want to bring up was this thing here. Alberto says, I got sex offenders as buddies and they still got jobs and use Discord in peace. So I would choose not to associate people with that kind of history, but people can do what they want, I guess. So there you go. Yeah. Do we all here agree that that kind of conduct of accusing people of being like pedophiles and stuff is really bad? Like, do you have the same consensus? Shifty, I believe you had some stuff you wanted to say about this. I kind of went through the stuff I wanted to say. Did you want to add on to it?
For reasons that you know, I don't want to go specifically into mine, but basically, what they did with in my case is that they kind of blamed me, asking why didn't you stop Denizen from attacking us, and I'm like, dude, I'm not even KT Gov. Like, and I respect that because for K when I joined KT, it was more like a social circle, and I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm here. Like, I'm not gonna be imposing like, guys, you have to do what I want you guys to do. I had BK for that. Um, that being said, he got really pissed. I posted those 2 logs there where he's like, what the fuck? How could you let Dennison betray us this way? And why can't you speak up on our behalf? I thought you're our friend. And I'm like, dude, I'm mostly inactive. Like, I work and I also do shit on, like, like today I was at the beach or whatever. Like, it's just like I do other shit. And basically, when I was in their private, not member, but like their friend chat, it was just some annoying shit where they were like, dude, like we're gonna, insult someone that's one of your friends, and we're gonna basically, basically they were just gonna try to do OOC attacks, and then when I got pissed off at them and told them, dude, that's fucked up. Like, why would you do that? They were like, oh, so if we go piss off this person and we go piss off these people, like you're gonna speak up about it, but you wouldn't speak up about us getting hit. And I'm like, that's not the same shit. This is just a browser game. And then Mars was just like, "Oh, how dare you pull it's just a browser game card? We were like best friends, bro." And that's where it was kind of like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like that it's 2 completely different things. Like 2 completely different things. So in my case, it was one of those things where it's very difficult to piss me off. It's very difficult, not necessarily to piss me off, but it's very difficult to offend me in general. But that was one of those things where I was like, yeah, dude, you're pretty much hitting some bullshit that you shouldn't, because it has no place in there. So that's where I was like, fuck it, I'm leaving the server. Fuck this.
So yeah, and I know Mars has been saying some stuff too, but I don't want to bring that up because a lot of Mars's anger is related to in-character stuff. I don't really care about that. It's not a character stuff I'm interested in. Um, so in light of all of this, I am going to propose something with Sketchy here. This show is like primarily Swamp and Hedge people, so I'll mention it here. I want there to be a pivot in the diplomacy angle of how this war is being done. I think the war should be expanded towards Morningstar, and I think they should have a separate piece from the rest of the sphere. I think the specific goal of this war expansion is that they need to apologize for this type of egregious, out of character behavior. Bring such things up. Yeah. Well, and that's this happened like yesterday, so I'm bringing it up tonight. They cannot be banned for this. Discord logs is not evidence. So there you go. They made these horrible accusations towards a leader of a Hedge alliance. I think they should be fucked for it. I don't like policing what people say. You guys know how I am and how I feel about things, but this is pretty shitty, and it needs to be nipped in the bud. So there you go. So I brought it up on the show. I know things that on the show get around, so that's how I feel. That's what I think. There you go. It is up to test. I don't think the Commonwealth has much to do with this, besides that it's their allies or their protectorate's protectorate or something. I don't think they have much of a responsibility, but I mean, yeah. And I'm not an official representative of Hedge. I'm just a member of KT. I'm not doing this in any official capacity. I am acting on my own as a member of Hedge. So there you go. I do not believe Buck is in charge. I believe Mars is considered the leader of Morningstar. I don't know what power Buck
So
has.
their government is basically Freza-san is the figurehead. Mars still controls Morningstar, and he controls Arg. Cobber is their military, I think, guy. And I forgot who is IA. I think it's either Ragdoll or Albardo, and yeah, I forgot what their exact structure is. I think IA is like Hera, and I think Albardo is like Econ or something because he's got bots. But yeah, they're such a small alliance that it's not necessarily um, structured. It's more like, hey, we just exist to exist. Um, Caliber is not the only guy who's gotten his house raided by the feds, but yeah, yeah. There's way more than that, and he's not the only one who's posted you know politically edgy stuff. That's as far as the OOC demons go. Yeah, there's a bunch of dossiers on that, and there was once a time when there was a collection of basically what's going on. Yeah, that's as far as I'll go on that one.
Buck is not Cobber. Lord Oh geez, Lord Kudo's asking what did he join? You joined during like the heaviest part of the show, and heavy parts of the show is rare. So there you go. I think I have spoken my piece on this topic, and I'm not doing this. Dennison did not put me up to this. I'm doing this entirely on my own. In fact, if I brought this up to Dennison, he probably would have told me not to talk about it. But it is what it is, and this is being recorded. Yes, Nokia is recording this. So there you go. I think Morningstar should have to issue apologies for this, and I think that should be a peace term, and it should be done separately from the rest of their spheres that they're a part of. That's just my idea. There may be some political complications that make that less viable, but as a layperson not involved in politics, those are my initial thoughts.
Oh,
What was you going to say, Shifty?
oh, if you knew them, they will never apologize.
Well, I mean, and they want to be kept in a state of like perma war or whatever. That's fine too. Sphinx. Man. All right. So there you go. That's Morningstar. And we're not even to the guests yet. We're still early in the show. All right. So, I want to talk about the war some. First off, I said this in the block chat, and I will say it here because again, this show is mainly Hedge and Swamp people. I don't think anyone is really at full risk for this because our block is established players who've been around for a while. But I don't want to see any motherfucker in Hedge, Swamp, whatever, in Hedge. You better not gloat after this war. You better not talk about how big our dicks are. Our dicks are the biggest, okay? They're massive. They're huge. But the circumstances of the war and how it has played out
Okay, well, Thalmor just cut out, so I'm taking over. Everybody gloat. Absolutely gloat.
Yo, I just realized an issue with the recording is Sphinx not gonna be on the recording because it's not recording the chat for good reason.
Oof. I thought we were gonna have like an Aussie takeover with what do you call it? With Sphinx and Sketchy at the same time. Yeah, it's gonna sound like I don't know. I guess like the British Baking Show or something, but like or like Mad Max or some shit. But yeah. Also, Sphinx. That's a pain now. We're having 29 cities. I'm like, where are the targets at? Shit.
Kubo, editing and slicing shit, that takes a lot of effort, my dude. No you.
No, Sphinx basically almost sounds British. Sketchy's the one that sounds more like a Outback Steakhouse mate.
Hold on a
Or
second. Sketchy.
Foster's, it's Australians for beer.
Hey, Sketchy, do you want to speak whatever Sphinx types? So that way we get like a semi-Sphinx on the show.
Maybe you can just have someone do an Australian accent and just speak out what Sphinx wants to say.
See, we have a host, but it's just that the host has to ask and talk questions and be loud.
Just that weird Discord thing. Just that weird Discord thing. You can't hear anyone and no one can hear you. No, Thalmor, you can't talk. We're Discord and we're going to stop working.
Yeah, you got thrown into the Phantom Zone, bro.
Welcome back.
What was the last thing I said?
Oh, you cut off with the gloating part, which then I said I'm gonna clap Sphinx and kick his ass or something. Because he said don't gloat, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do it. He left.
Okay.
Thalmor, you have to decide though. Who's gonna voice over for Sphinx because he can't speak?
Are you down for that, Shifty?
I'll do it.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, boy. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna speak in Spanish to just fuck it up.
Wait,
Be like,
no.
hello, I am a Sphinx. I come from Australia. I am from south of the border.
Yeah, we should let Fairy do it actually. She's asking in the chat.
It's okay, Shadow. I'm Hispanic. I'm the CEO. So brown people. So yeah.
So,
A courier. My voice is pretty. I can be a pretty princess.
alright. So, I don't want to see anyone on our side gloating, because we got the big dicks, but I think I already said that. I think you guys heard that part. The circumstances of this war and the way it played out does not enable for us to put on a big show when it is concluded. We greatly outnumbered our enemy. We had the aggressor advantage. And the other side, the Commonwealth Spear, hasn't really been putting up an organized resistance, and they're probably not going to. So, I do not think, once this war is over with, no one should be gloating and no one should be swinging their dick around. We had a good showing, yes, because we're great, because our members are established and they've been around for a long time, and they know how things are. But you will just look like a massive retard if you talk about how great we did and how shitty they did when this war is over with, okay? So don't swing your dick around, don't be proud. Some people think that no one will go to a politics and war convention. They may be right. However, if you gloat and make yourself and all of us look like asses after this war, I will fly to your house and I will break your tibia. And you will have to spend 6 months in recovery, probably taking pain medicine. Your leg will be mine. So you better be careful what you do.
What if I'm into that kind of thing?
I will do it to you so hard you will stop being into it.
What if we fake the fracture and like roll on the ground like a like professional soccer foul sort of drop and flop, and then we sell the pain meds for money for the convention.
I will be sure to do it so thoroughly that it could not possibly be faked, and I will report you to the DEA for selling the drugs.
Shit.
So, the war is a farce and a sham. Okay, and I kind of covered this when talking about the gloating. But the war, it's been boring, man. I haven't really enjoyed it. Like, the fighting has been fine, but like, not a lot of targets. And then once you got your opponent subdued, not anything happened. There were no counters because we sat on everyone over there. And it's boring. The Commonwealth and people on their side, they haven't really been fighting back. And yeah. It hasn't. I have it on good authority that I pronounced that wrong. I have it on good authority that the war may be ending soon, and yeah, I can understand why, because this shit is actually kind of miserable. I'd rather just keep growing my infra and cities than do this if this is what our wars are going to be like. Which don't want to say complain. I don't know. I brought up my concerns over going in with Swamp from the beginning, and ultimately I understand why this was done the way it was done. But I think if it was just Hedge against the Commonwealth, this would be way better. But it is what it is, I suppose. How has FARC done in the war? I'm sure they're at least slightly positive, but like, were they okay? Were they like actually good? They're negative? Oh, of a fucking course they would be negative! It's Tyrion! Drop them! Drop them! Kick them out of the swamp! How could they be negative? How the fuck could they be negative?
Wait, who's negative?
FARC is, apparently. I don't know how. Ah, gosh darn it. Oh, man. Okay, well, FARC was FARC. Oh, wow. Surprising. Alright, so anyways.
You know, when TCM was fighting Swamp, our main objective was to bomb the 4K infra Swamp people, who are strictly in FARC for the most part.
Chocolate Castle. I'm an honorary member of Chocolate Castle because I work in a chocolate factory.
Dude,
So
do you
that
get
was
to see
cool.
Oompa Loompas?
I am the Oompa Loompa. Okay, so, anyways. The wars of farce and a sham. I think that was it. I think those are all my topics. I think now, after over an hour, we can now talk to the guests. So, time to yell at me. Okay. Let's see here. War against the right. I don't care about the war against the whatever the fuck. My voice is. I'm sure your voice is beautiful, Tarroc. Okay. Let me go ahead. Let me sit down here at this old computer, and let me go ahead and unmute some people. Let's see here. Okay, I unmuted Sphinx just in case, although I think Sphinx will only be typing in text, if that's fine. Gotta find Sketchy. There's Sketchy. Oops, already server unmuted. Who's the other guy? Tyrion. Tarroc. Yeah. Tarroc, where's Tarroc at? There you are. Hi, King Tarroc. Unmuted. So Sketchy, Tarroc, and Sphinx are all unmuted. Hello, people. Hello, humans. Hello? Hello?
I just remembered,
Okay.
isn't Sketchy like a turtle farmer?
I believe in
He's
you
a
all.
soup. Okay, Tarek is having issues.
There we go. For some reason, my push to talk button wasn't assigned for some reason. Thalmor, why the fuck did that take so long? Holy shit!
That's how all my shows go. Well,
Why I don't fucking listen to them? Last two topics, by the way, you could have just left that in the guest spot. What are you going to ask me now? How was my day or something?
Well, okay, let's do this.
You've
With
already
all the
put
things.
your load on the fucking war.
What, do you have contentions with anything I said? Let's start there.
I don't disagree about your point that we won't be bragging. I disagree about everything else you said. The parts that I can remember, anyway, it was sort of half in, half out.
There was quite a bit. I don't quite blame you for being half in, half out. Can you name something in particular? Something that you disagree with me on?
It's going to take some effort. Let's see. Well, the PNW con, why did you spend so much time talking about that? It's pretty obvious that's a stupid idea.
I think it's a great idea. I
Yeah,
think nothing will go wrong with
there you
it.
go.
Is Alex known for making good decisions though? Throughout
I
his
can't
time in the
wait
game?
until we have like people's photos in advertisements being called pedo blasting on the top of the PNW website, you know? little 14-year-old with a smartphone sneaks in and just takes photos of everyone and starts posting them.
See, that's where you can have
I think
counter
they're highly
evidence.
Australian. Shut up.
You can have counter evidence and be like, no, they're not a pedo. I clearly saw them giving.
That's great. Yeah.
I clearly saw them giving Thalmor a reach around.
Anti-pedo evidence. There you go. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Sketchy, will you show up to the convention in a Children of the Light shirt?
Fuck no, I won't show up to no convention.
You're totally gonna be there. You'll be the first person in line to enter
bro.
and
I
shake
wouldn't do
Alex's
it
hand.
if it was in my town. That's in a different country, so no. Might as well just tattoo virgin on my fucking forehead and just walk around the fucking town all day.
I got a tattoo on my forehead. It goes fine.
Yeah, I suppose I shouldn't be saying that to you, should I? I'm barking up the wrong tree. I don't know. Anyway, so you got any questions?
Yeah, sure. So, what the hell do you do in Showing Up the Light? Are you active? Are you kind of? I know, like Kev, after Kegos took over, Kev was kind of gov and not gov. I mean, what's your role?
Okay, I'm the Shadow Gov leader. I run everything. That's pretty much my. No, really. I just run econ, and this war I did Milcom because apparently no one else did. Everyone was just like, we don't need to assign targets. Wait, what? So I had to do it.
I assume that was an easy job given the circumstances.
It took all day because there's a lot of people to assign, but it wasn't difficult, no. Which is why it should have been done by someone other than me.
Well, who's Melcom over there? I'll beat their ass for you.
I'm
Who
not
is it?
talking about just Children of the Light, okay? Talking about everyone.
So, what is, despite being a member of the bloc, like I only kind of vaguely understand why we're even fighting the Commonwealth and their friends. Like they wanted to hit us or something. Can you provide more context to why we're even in this situation in the first place?
Sure.
We're in this situation because Sphinx did something stupid.
Is that Tarroc?
Is it Tarroc?
That is my name.
Okay, you can give ILCB to Thalmor. I'll let you do it.
I think the CB was a combination of an accused, let's say accused vaguely, attempt beliefs that TCWsphere was going to attack Hedge, so Swamp entered because of the ODP, and TS joined because they hate UPN and Partisan was bored, as well as the fact that I think one of the mentions, according to Tyrion, was the fact that TCW switched sides during the war, and people are still mad at us for being in IQ. So yes, it actually is because of Sphinx.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely
So
because of Sphinx. It's definitely because of Sphinx. But I don't know what Swamp's
It's all Sphinx,
CB
that's it.
is. I know they had one. It's independent of ours. I didn't investigate it personally because I don't care. But as far as us, yes, part of it was the test log, but I mean, only part of it. Let's just say that TCW has not properly received the consequences deserving of how they conducted themselves in the last war, so now they're getting clapped.
That's fair. I'm always down for a good clapping.
You guys certainly have just kind of laid there and taken it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's fighting fire with fire, I guess.
Yes, Sphinx has said it a few times, but it is rather difficult to fight when we, I think Aku said it was about 900 to 360 or something like that, so I myself was
yeah,
slaughtered
it's
in the
about
first
that.
like half an hour.
Really, it's like 500, because 400 of our people aren't even fighting. But yeah.
According to Orbis News, it's 1.1k to 300. So
yeah, that's the amount of people in the, well, I don't know. I thought it was 900. Where'd the other 200?
I don't know.
Come from?
Blame whatever the hell his name is, not Poopmio.
Oh,
wait, who
yeah.
else is in
Errors don't count. That extra 100 error added doesn't count. They only added that to reduce bank loot, I'm pretty sure. They're not actual members. They're all like grey people. But yeah, pretty sure it was 900, 300 or something. 900, 400. I didn't really look.
I went for a jog and I came back and I had 3 members of Guardian kicking my ass, and I was like, well, this is a thing.
All I will say though is, you don't get to complain about being dogpiled when your entire recent war record is dogpiling people. I think this is called karma. Get
I
used
mean,
to
our
it.
recent war record, I did get hit by TS Leo, thank you for reminding me. Our recent war record is a dogpile during the first part of NPO's last time, but we were in Nightfall, which was a dogpile against us. It's like we have one
You,
dogpile. And I wasn't even in
uh,
TCW for that, I believe.
no, not really. There were more before that and more after. I don't know. Yeah, see, there, Akira just laid them out for you.
Oh, that's
Tarroc?
all before my time. I only started playing this game back in about 2018, so I confess there's a lot of stuff I'm rather new about. Again,
EMC.
blame Sphinx and blame Felky.
Yeah, I mean, Sphinx, you might not have been in there, but you've people in your government and yourself have proven to be perfectly fine with dogpiling people when it's in your best interests. And I'll put it this way: we spent 2 years trying to get people not to dogpile people, to do mini spheres. It didn't take. So yeah, well, this is the new normal now. Get used to it.
Tarek, what do you do in the Commonwealth? I know you're Gov, but like, what's your position?
I basically lead our FA, except I basically work with Sphinx for our FA, which means I make sure he doesn't do stupid things like leak logs or offend people, which means I get to do that instead. But my official job is actually head of FA.
Oh, I'm now appointing you head of negotiations.
That's gonna be fun because I'm about to have surgery in 3 days. So yeah,
Well, don't worry.
negotiations.
But by the end of this conversation, we'll have agreed upon peace. Hey, stop leaking my terms before I say them. That's rude. So, for
Yeah, can we
terms,
agree on the Abbas versus Sphinx rap
yeah,
battle?
yeah. I want to see Sphinx and Abbas in a rap battle. That's all I want.
We're agreed.
Okay, good. See, peace in our time, guys.
Well, and that was the conclusion of the war between TCWsphere and Hedge Swamp. So thank you guys for participating in the fighting. Thank you guys for coming out and listening to the peace be negotiated. I look forward to the thread coming up in the morning celebrating.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why we want you to rap Sphinx.
don't worry. It's against Abbas. I mean, I haven't asked Abbas yet, but if he says no, I'll shame him forever, so he won't. And if he does, I can always sub in Mr. Booty.
God, Mr. Booty's too good.
I did notice that all of the rappers are in rows, so that's a problem. Think we
I
need
mean,
more.
if it's a rap battle, shouldn't it be leader versus leader? Let's get Valkorian in on this.
Well, Rose. No, 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 no. It's who would be the best person for the audience to watch Sphinx rap battle against, and the obvious answer is Abbas.
So here's a question. Maybe there's a swamp person here I can unmute who can talk about it. I want
Killian.
to ask the swamp people. Why are you guys fighting? Is there anyone in the voice chat who I can unmute who can come on to like explain that for them? Because I think I'd rather have a swamp person explain it than I have Tarroc or Sketchy do it.
Yeah, well, I did. They said a reason. I didn't read it, so I don't really
I
know
was
what it
too busy
is.
getting my ass kicked
Isn't
to
it
read
in
it.
their? Isn't in their declaration of war or whatever?
Tillion's here. Someone can find him and unmute him, I think. I remember him talking somewhere.
I think James might be the best candidate.
Sphinx thinks we forced them into the war. That's why they're in the
We
war.
gaslighted them. We gaslighted them. Remember?
Hey, Thalmor, TFP's leader is here.
Oh, Quitchui, do you want to explain it? I think Quitchui or James are the best. Tyrion's actually the best, but he doesn't like to talk. Well,
Just
James,
do it.
this will be James. This is the last time you have to explain it. Okay, this will be the last time.
At least for 2 weeks.
Okay, James, your server unmuted. Unmute yourself and explain why a swamp fighting the Commonwealth and their
But
best friends.
do it nicely. Don't mess up our great peace negotiations that we just established.
Tyrion says we had some intel we relied on indicating we were being targeted, plus the Commonwealth put on hitting people who didn't want
Can't
Will
confirm,
didn't
not
want
true.
to see hit.
I do, and again, I don't know. I can't say people are lying or not. I can only speak for what TCW knows. But I do like I do want to point out the fact that TCW really isn't well suited for fighting a block like Swamp.
Oh, we know that. We know that now.
And yeah, we didn't have any plans to hit Swamp. We really can't hit most of Swamp. And also the fact that it's kind of suicidal to do that because they would basically put us in exactly this situation. We attack Swamp or Hedge, the other one joins in, and T Dressed was wanting to hit UPN for their own reasons. It's really kind of suicidal to have done it.
Yeah, see, Sphinx has just admitted he wanted to hit Hedge. Thank you for admitting that, Sphinx. Just wondering how long it'd take.
Yeah, but again, like I said, my job is to make sure he doesn't do stupid things. He can want whatever he wants. We make sure he behaves.
We need to fire you and get someone who can succeed in that. Then I guess I'm sorry, but after the peace negotiations. For now, you can stay in your position as head negotiator, and then we'll find your replacement after.
Who is
Nothing to
Thalmor
say
attacking?
back?
What is happening?
Oh,
Is that
that's
is that a copy pasta?
It's a
Yeah.
copy pasta. So Tarroc, how'd you end up in the Commonwealth, and like, what's your history in the game before?
I ended up in the Well, I started off in the game with a micro that no one knows and we don't have to talk about. And then I had the misfortune of being recruited by Fislandius into Pantheon because people in the Commonwealth were sleepy and forgot to accept me. So I had the misfortune of dealing with Fist. Yes, thank you, Eva. You remember in Pantheon? I don't like remembering. I had the misfortune of being in Pantheon for Nightfall, and then after that, when Fist decided it was a good idea to take a 50-day-old nation with 5 cities and make them a leader, I was one of the people saying that's a stupid idea. Please don't do that. And I ended up leaving and ended up in BK and rose up the ranks in BK until I ended up as second in command and then head of FA for BK as well. But basically, even there, Ku and Leo kept me under gag order. So I really haven't had a ton of history there, but IQ left a bunch of negative reviews after they quit because they had a hissy fit. And I ended up getting deleted because Alex thought I was one of the negative reviews. And I ended up, yeah, I know he's playing in Torn. I ended up getting brought back by both Sphinx and Purple Moon to play the game again and serve in Commonwealth. And that's how I ended up joining here.
So you were head of FA, but the gag order still applied to you?
Yeah, I was one of the people who wanted peace. I didn't have any beef with any of the other blocks. So them deciding I want to kill the rest of the game reasonably sounded like a stupid fucking idea to me. And they didn't think it was a good look to have someone who wanted peace in the peace talks, because why would you want that? So they didn't let me even see the peace talks, despite being literally the head of FA. So yeah, my time in BK was great.
What was I think NPO and GOG, didn't they have gag orders too? What's the idea behind preventing your members from being involved with the community?
For that one, and I can't speak for the exact reasons because I'm not inside their heads, thankfully.
I
But in
can.
my experience with it, who was that?
Shifty.
No. Calling me shifty again, it's rude.
Okay, Shifty.
Yeah, fuck you, Thalmor.
Oh, hey, Sketchy.
I'm gonna
In my
roll up in the
experience,
Thalmor embassy and kill all of you.
Wait, did someone say Sketchy? What's up?
Go continue, Tarroc. What's your idea behind the gag orders?
I believe, and again, like I said, I don't know for sure, but I believed the orders were there to make sure people weren't talking on the forums and actually seeing the truth of matters, because a lot of members of BK, before the war even started, we were given orders to not be on the forums and to avoid things like that and try avoiding other discords. And so basically all the information people got were from Kuro and Leo. And looking back at it, it was stupid to do something like that. Yeah, it was stupid, but people just obeyed orders and didn't really question it. And so basically whatever they were told by people like Kuro and Leo were what they believed. So they didn't want them anywhere near the forum seeing what was actually happening. During the peace talks, everyone was told that it was the other side not wanting to come to talks, being unreasonable. People said we didn't know basically any of the fucked up stuff they've been doing because we weren't really allowed to read the forums. We got in trouble if we were found out on there. We got in trouble if we went to other discords. So basically, it was just keeping everyone in the dark so they could do whatever they wanted, and membership wouldn't question it really.
Does that back up what you think, Sketchy, what the reason is?
Yep, yeah, pretty much.
So, like, I don't know. Wanting that level of control over people who voluntarily agree to be under you, that just seems like pathological. That just seems crazy.
I mean, about as crazy as fighting the entire game was and trying to make people delete. They weren't exactly known for making the best decisions when it came to keeping the alliance alive.
I'll just
Well,
jump in and
worked
say
for 'em.
quickly. Keshav, Leo, Kuru, and Rock got pissed off at me. I think it was back in, I think it was October, because a couple of my members were posting stuff on the forums, like Caleb's propaganda threads, and they were taking it seriously. And I remember, I think it was Keshav or Rock, one of the two, basically said that my members were undermining the coalition's unity by posting things that were running contrary to what they were trying to promote. Something like that. Something like how I had to censor my members because they were undermining the unity. And I basically told them, like, mate, I'm not going to censor people if they post stuff on the forums. Like, if they post something that's like seriously bad, like, of course, they're not going to post any OPSEC stuff or anything. But I basically told them I'm not going to do that, and they didn't exactly like that. But yeah, that's the kind of way they operated.
I mean, I found out about what Guinea Pig Whaling Corp or whatever it was called. I found out what they were doing from Sphinx and members of the Commonwealth Gov after I was deleted and then came back and was in a different alliance. I found out what we had been doing because even in the High Gov server, things weren't discovered. Leadership for IQ did everything that was fucked up in group chats, and they deleted channels if things got mentioned there. It was all very, very suppressing, and it sounds horrific looking back at it, and it was, but I don't know, just no one questioned it.
My time as Camelot to Econ was great when they added me to the war server. I was removed within 5 minutes of being there.
So, Tarroc, can you give some insight to the Black Knight's mass suicide? Because that's fascinating to me that their allies' government would get banned for cheating, and they would all decide, okay, we're gone, bye, and so many people just went along with it. Can you provide some insight on that?
Kool-Aid.
So,
Yeah,
like, go on.
what they had been no Sven, I don't know. What they had basically told us was that, and again, I think it was shown on the screenshot that was posted by Elijah when BK disbanded. You can see the part of the post there. But in that post, we were basically told no alliance wants to have anything to do with us for good reason, but they didn't say that, and that if members left, they would continue to get rolled pretty much wherever they went because people wanted to roll us into oblivion as revenge. And there was no point in trying to keep the game because people would just keep voting them. So said, just delete. We don't want to do that to the alliance, and we don't want members to not have fun. So just delete instead of having to deal with it. And it's stupid because, and I have to mention this because Leo was in the military and was getting deployed somewhere, so he was retiring, and Kuru Finway was pretty much done with the game as well because he was burned out. And I've been told by a lot of people that if BK had a different government with the Kuru and Leo gone, that people would have still had issues with things they had done, but it wouldn't be as bad. So basically, they killed the alliance despite the fact that both of them were leaving because they didn't want to see it change from what they wanted it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I considered BK part of the evil cabal that haunted the game, but if Koru and Leo, like resigned or whatever and then quit playing and some new people really stepped up, I would give them another chance. And honestly, given the proclivity of Kiryu and Leo to just be a part of NPO's nonsense. I think maybe even a new gov would have eventually broken off from IQ and done something different. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know enough specifics about how the internals worked. Um, how do you think BK would respond if they came back, and how would they treat the current BK, the real BK? Would it be like a China? Would they say like, "You're not the real BK, we are"?
Oh,
Can
that's
you
exactly
speculate on
what it
that?
is. I can actually tell you for facts because I'm still in that Discord because I play Torn. They won't come back. But two, they and BK and the current BK has something they call, I think, the dumb fuck corner, where they make fun of Super Cholera X or whatever it's called. Shifty can probably attest this better
Yeah.
than I
Okay.
could.
So I'll tell you the culture war thing. So essentially with basically Leo's BK versus classic BK. No one really likes Kuru because there's some out of character shit going on there. Well, at least between Strum and Kuru, and also Kuru just had this attitude of where he wanted to remove memes, try to make BK more of his thing, which was basically more sort of like a dead, sterile alliance without a culture. Um, as far as him, Kuru really likes micromanaging shit like crazy, which drove a lot of people nuts. It wasn't enough to just have government, like emperor, viceroy, and then archdukes. He also had what do you call it? First dukes that were beneath the archdukes, and then dukes to their dukes. So he just liked having a shitload of overcomplicated government. Um, and then Leo was always on a power trip. Who do I prefer more, Leo or Kuru? Definitely Leo. Um, and as far as the whole, who's real BK, who's fake BK, current BK does not like old BK, and old BK does, or new current BK doesn't hate doesn't like Leo's BK. And the few remnants that were there ended up going to Camelot, and Camelot and BK had some shit at the beginning with that. And George and Epi were trying to be nice about it, then they were trying to be assholes about it. One of the members, like Messi, really didn't like BK coming back, saying that it was fake, even though Strum, Yoso, myself, Super Cheese, Flub were like all original people. Even Cassie as Vivecticus, and his other name, I forgot what he used to use it. What was his name before that? But pretty much the roster that was there while I was still there was pretty much close to what it was originally, at least for the first year. and the second year. And that being said, the old BK server, which used to be our server, got taken over by Leo and Kuru, and that's not used
That's what I'm
anymore.
still in, yeah.
Yeah, they purged a lot of the A Lamau shit, and it's very weeby. They preferred more of the weeb shit. Classic BK prefers just aliens and really weird shit, because I mean that's kind of what I started it off with, really shitty references to like 80s sci-fi, memes, and like old 4chan Y Team and D humor. That again, so there's that. And as far as the whole Super Chola X reference, it's basically because the way the alliance was formed was, if you guys know who CRV24 is, he's in North Star Federation, basically MCXA, North Star Federation, a few other small shitty alliances that were dying fused together into this giant conglomerate. And they formed this alliance called Supernova X, which was a really shitty, lame-looking flag. It was just an awful, cringy alliance, trying to be cool and keeping that whole CN vibe going or whatever. And that's where we all met. And then one dude, TechCraft2, posted up, "Hey, there's PW," and then we all jumped over, and we quickly got rid of CN, and we're like, CN is trash. But there's a whole joke that that was one of the worst alliances ever created, because when we fought Doom Kingdom over there, or Doom Squad back then, I jumped ship from there and went to Doom Squad. But basically, they got the shit beaten out of them because they were just a fucked up alliance, had way too much bureaucracy. There was a Senate that was useless. There was a triumvirate. There was just a bunch of shit there that was awful, and you just couldn't get anything done. And that was a joke behind what Leo's became, in that it had too much government. There was only one person leading, and if you cut off the head, it's pretty much dead. And again, a lot of BK did end up becoming automated once the forums got taken over. Yoso's complaint was they really fucked over YosoNet and his bots, and a lot of shit was just completely automated and just really redundant. So a lot of that got cut out. Everything got streamlined again, and pretty much current BK is what old BK is, minus myself. But even in original BK, I left like 4 times anyway, and always caused a bunch of drama. So it's nothing new.
Right, yeah.
The idea that like Kuro and Leo's BK would call the actual BK fake is really funny. Tarroc, can you give some more insight? It sounds like you know more about like that great explosion at the end with the fake reviews and stuff. It sounds like you had a bit of an insider look, and that is such. I really enjoy train wrecks. So can you give any more insight to that whole demolition?
Yeah, that was about. I actually had left that started, and I left the server because I wanted no association with it, basically. And then I got deleted anyway because I got fucked over. But yeah, Sphinx just posted a screenshot of what Seeker says in their Discord. It's the Moans, Yoso, and Lordstrom trying to make their own version of BK, which is ironic. But yeah, so what happened was when people were deleting Kuru, I don't believe Leo was talking at this point. I think he was deployed, but Kuru and Seeker and some others basically said, if you're leaving, you might as well leave negative reviews. And the first couple of ones were, I think, tame-ish. Like it got worse because once people started leaving reviews, they said, well, if we're all leaving, there's nothing to worry about. Let's just leave the worst reviews we can to see if we can get it taken off the App Store to fuck over Alex. And
I think when Alex accidentally docks that NPO guy, that's when things started to really heat up.
yeah, I missed a bunch of this. But so they started leaving like reviews calling Alex a pedophile and a Nazi, saying there was child porn there. Yeah, and I don't know how the fuck to say your name, dude. But someone just posted something that was basically what they were told to say, and that sort of thing. And there were people who had doxed Alex and were posting information about like where he lived and about his family, and I had deleted that because at this point I was still I left like right after this because what happened, but I had still been masked as an Archduke, so I had some level of authority. So I deleted it and made an announcement saying, "Look, if you want to leave a fake, if you want to leave a review, go ahead, but keep it professional, and let's not go into real life stuff. Let's not dox him, even if people are upset about what happened with Eric, I think it was." And Ku deleted my announcement and personally came to me in DMs and was saying, "We don't care, we're leaving, it doesn't matter anyway." And at that point, I deleted and just left the Discord entirely and was pretty much done because I got banned the next day. And it was a couple of days after that. It was actually the couple of days after that that Sphinx and Purple Moon got me to come back. But I had missed a lot of stuff that happened in the BK Discord because I had just left because I wasn't going to deal with it.
I think I was trying to
And I
recruit
ended
you
up
for a
joining
couple months
back a
before
few
that.
months later to play Torn. Yeah, you were, motherfucker, you were after me when I first joined BK. You were like, "Hey, you left Pantheon, huh? Fucking asshole." Anyway, so yeah, I missed a lot of the things that had happened with the Great Explosion with the negative reviews, but Ku basically said, along with Seeker, "We're leaving, it doesn't matter to us, he can't do anything to us. Just leave negative reviews, leave fake reviews, say he's a pedophile, things of this nature." And I ended up getting deleted for it because I was one of the members of BK who hadn't deleted, and Alex went, "Well, fuck you. You probably were one of them." It was a fucking mess.
That sounds like, yeah, that sounds incredibly shitty. Do you know how involved Goons and NPO were in it?
I don't believe I was in NPO's server at that time, but I know they had left reviews as well because it was hundreds of people. They were basically told leave a bunch of 1-star reviews, say shitty things, and because it basically flooded the App Store, it plunged the rating for the Politics and War app and got it taken off Google Store and off of Apple Store. And they made a bunch of announcements about that, laughing about it, saying like, "Mission successful, keep it going, make sure it doesn't come back." So I don't know what announcements were made to NPO members or guinea pig members, but I can't imagine they weren't told to not do that. I can't imagine they weren't told to not do that. So it seems like their style.
I do believe it is back in 3. Um, Tarroc, what was BK's attitude towards Goons?
A lot of us, and there are other members of BK here in the Discord, I believe, so they can attest. A lot of us didn't particularly like them,
Collie Wobbles.
but fucking Christ, don't say his name.
Yeah,
Collywobbles was a fucking nightmare.
Say
when
3 times
yeah.
to return.
when
Yeah.
BK had all its members removed, Collie Wobbles was going around saying Goons was the guys who actually did that. And I think he got
Yeah.
booted off the server for a bit because he wouldn't stop,
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah, I was not happy with that. But yeah, I'm sorry, what was the question? Sphinx distracted me. How dare you?
What was BK's thoughts and attitudes towards Goons?
Oh, towards goons. Yeah, a lot of us, I believe, didn't particularly like them, but the way it was pitched to us was if you wanted to have NPO, you needed to have goons as well. It was basically told to us with they were like super connected. If you want to be allies with NPO, you're gonna be allies with goons. And I didn't particularly like it because one, I wasn't a fan of them in general, and two, I was able to see basically what was coming with the Commonwealth fucking loathing goons. And I was basically saying,
I had a
if we
grudge
keep
against them from
goons,
CN as well.
I have a question.
I never played
Since
Sin.
Thalmor won't ask hard questions, I'll do it for you, Thalmor. Don't worry.
Okay.
Given all the information you just shared about how shitty BK and NPO were, why did TCW stay in the war until like December?
Sphinx can answer that, but I can also.
Yeah, I
give
was asking
my
Sphinx. I
opinion.
know you don't know.
Oh.
Go ahead, Sphinx.
Put it this way. Basically, there was a combination of wanting to try to be as a good ally, and also wanting to try to grapple with the problems that we're having with Jazz certainly was someone we didn't like. Grappling with also some of the problems of some of the stuff that IQ was doing. I think in
Which you did one of, and you didn't do the other at all.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I think that we should have flipped earlier, but I think we wanted to try to because this was our first war after being absolutely smashed up in Nightfall, and we wanted to have a war where we could actually have a good showing and actually come back from it and win. But IQ just went fucking nuts, and some of the stuff they were doing across the line, and so I think we should have.
Well, I'd like to point out that the war started because NPO.
Of course.
Well, because of those
Our
logs,
logs.
obviously, but NPO's entry into the war also revealed that BK, NPO, and TS had that whole little secret agreement. Why didn't you flip at that point? Why didn't that bother you? Because everyone talks about all the shit that IQ did at the end of the war. No one talks about the shit that IQ did at the start of the war, like trying to build a hegemony. Everyone forgets that conveniently.
I mean,
because
that was a couple days into the war, and at that time we were still fighting, and at that time, things were still pretty raw.
well,
I mean,
I put it this way.
Things got heated. Things got heated on the forum, like in the first couple of days. The moment those logs from Rainbow got posted, and so
I agree with that, but my point is, if TS had the foresight to switch sides, why didn't you? Why did it take until December, months after they were pulling the shit to do it? Because all you've told me is, well, oops, we wanted to win a war, so we didn't switch sides. Like, maybe now you understand why you're getting rolled.
I hate to.
Oh, yeah, I understand that.
Sketchy.
Yeah, sure.
So, anyways, personally, when I was leading coal mines prior to getting rolled a shit ton by goons, and we were making Astra and everything, and having a blast, I do know for a fact Sphinx was looking for allies months in advance before he left.
Okay,
and logically speaking, if you're going to leave a war, and previously you saw the people leave and get attacked, would you not try to find allies?
I'd leave the war. I would have left the war. That's not, not an excuse.
also,
you're already fighting.
Logically speaking, he had the opportunity to find allies and make more alliances join, increasing
he didn't
chances
even.
of success.
What happened though is you didn't even really switch sides. You signed some more allies, and then IQ, being IQ, hit them, forcing you to switch sides. It's a bit different from a conscious decision.
The idea behind signing allies was to actually leave the war and have some backing, and so because we knew that at that stage, if we got attacked, we'd be completely dead, because we had spent enormous amounts of resources trying to pull down all the whales, because IQ doesn't have any of the drag down capability that we had. And so we were pretty much on the front line, taking down people from Guardian and Grumpy. And so we were close to spin. And so I couldn't really justify to members saying, hey, we're going to go back into the meat grinder now. And, TCW isn't really an alliance which is built for that. We're not like IQ. We don't like massively long wars. But we do try to support allies. But we just had to grapple and juggle a whole lot of different things at the same time.
Well, here's my issue with that whole
I think,
point.
in hindsight, yes, it is 100%. I do think that I should have flipped earlier, but I had to make decisions at the time, which I thought were the best.
Justified it with the same reasons that you would do so in the future. I mean, you're saying that the reason the war started, it was a hegemonic move. You participated in that because you wanted to win a war, is what you've said.
Well, actually, yeah, because I know it's a bit of a meme now, but like we did want to actually, come back from, because after all, after Nightfall,
Well,
we won.
I understand wanting to win a war,
Yeah.
but the point is, what happens the next time someone wants to build a hegemony, and you're just like, oh yeah, well, we want to win a war, so
Put it this
let's
way:
let's
when we
let's roll
signed,
around and do that.
when we signed into IQ and Covenant and so on, we were pretty much bottom of the barrel because we won Alliance most likely to disband, worse military, etc. And so most people thought TCW wasn't going to survive 2019. And so, and George himself even said that the only reason IQ signed us was because of the whales. It's the only reason they wanted us. And we knew that, of course, and we knew that we had to, have a good showing in a war to actually, not get dropped again and not die, because
Well,
our
then
fate would have been Pantheons, the current Pantheon under 6 when they got dropped by TS.
I don't think you've justified your point, because at the end of the day, if you're willing to do it once,
But the thing is that
Well,
you're
then do it
using
again.
hindsight.
It's easy
You're using
for a guy
hindsight.
who was already dead during the war to
Yeah,
say he
you're-
doesn't understand why he would leave earlier.
You're using hindsight now, and the fact is, we had
no,
to
I'm
justify.
not using hindsight, because all this stuff happened at the time. It wasn't hindsight. It's not like you look back and you see it differently. Everything that happened, you knew what you were doing at the time. You made the conscious decision to do it, and you weighed the risks and decided that. So what happens next time when you're in that moment again and you have to weigh the exact same consequences and you choose the exact same option? That's what I'm saying. It's got nothing to do with hindsight.
That's to
Yes.
assume that he'll be in the same situation
Yeah,
again.
well,
with the
because
same
our
crowd.
ideas was once that war was over, we wanted to leave we wanted to leave IQ. Because I was speaking to Under and I was speaking to Pigeon, and I was trying to get them to, at least convince them to break with IQ and actually make Covenant its own block. And Under was actually becoming receptive to the idea. NG was a little bit harder to convince, but we never intended to stay with IQ long term.
I mean, as someone who's in the Discord as well, there were, and again,
like the thing is that we've got a lot of patience, and so we put up with a lot of things, some of which you guys may not have actually put up with. You probably would have broken earlier, but
Yes, most definitely.
yeah. But eventually things got too bad that we just had to do what we had to do. But I do agree, we should have broken with IQ earlier. But
I think it is
at the
somewhat easier.
there was just a lot of things we had to consider because,
Okay,
as I
well,
said,
I'm glad that this is the first time I've ever heard you actually say that, because previously on the forums you've done a lot more to try and distance yourself than you have to actually take responsibility.
no,
And it feels like the only reason that's happening now is because I'm putting you on the spot.
I would distance myself because we don't support the things that Goons did. We don't support the stuff that DK and NPO did, in principle. But also,
Anyways, this conversation's going in circles. I think Thalmor
And
has other
I would
things he has
just
to bring
say,
up.
the only thing I would also say is, it is easy to say, and I'm not saying you're lying because I don't personally know you, Sketchy. But I think it is somewhat easier to say now, well, I would have left then, as opposed to being. Hang on.
I mean,
I'd
I can
say
use
it's
our record
easier.
to establish it if you like.
I know, but I'm saying it's easier to say it than for the position that TCW had, and I wasn't there, so I'm just saying my personal opinion on it. Where it's an alliance that had lost all of its allies after Nightfall, had only IQ that was willing to support it, and then it would be Sphinx saying, "Hey, we're leaving the only allies that would have us. Let's get absolutely fucking annihilated, like they do to every ally who left them for months
I
at a
couldn't sell
time."
that to my members at all.
Yeah, like if he tried it, he would have gone. I've talked to people.
I would have been removed, 100%.
It would have been equivalent to him saying, "Let's commit suicide as an alliance."
Because we would have, as I said, we had spent pretty much as much as we
you
had
saw
to
what
try to
happened
take.
to TCW when it changed. It got obliterated.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that
As the same thing happened to TS,
longer.
as the same thing happened to TS, to Carthago, to OWR.
Well, yeah, I would argue
Which
that
is not to
TS
say
was
that
side earlier, and they're still alive. They haven't been obliterated.
Yes, but as I said before, that was still
Well,
early in the
no,
war.
TS
Like
didn't
when
switch sides.
NPO entered.
TS left. TS left. There's a very big difference between TS
Yeah,
leaving the
they
war.
left
and
it.
BK,
They left, and then they
and I'd
joined
say
the other
this.
side.
Well, no, BK. I'll say one. BK had been planning to attack TS because they said it's ridiculous that you'd enter the war, lose it in 5 days, and then ditch us. There were plans to attack. Plus, Ku hated TS going back all the way to Trail of Tears because TS was a big part of why BK lost then.
Yeah, I
Your
think we're
plan
getting
was
off
going to do
track.
that.
I never said that BK wouldn't plan to attack TS. My point was simply that they left the war and they left
had
the
left.
war and they
They
survived.
they left the war and were neutral at the time. BK
And then
couldn't have attacked
and then
them
they
because they
rejoined later.
did.
I understand.
They
I just
didn't
understand your point.
rejoin though because
Also-
they didn't rejoin. BK attacked them knowing they would force them in. They attacked TS knowing the syndicate would have to enter, and there were literally plans. If the syndicate didn't enter, we're going to destroy the Terminus Est, and then we're going to
Excuse
attack
me, I remember.
the syndicate itself.
You're getting caught
Also-
up
also
on
Sketchy.
details that aren't
Calm down,
Sketchy.
son.
pertinent to my point.
I just point out quickly, Sketchy, that also it's all well and good when you say, why didn't you switch earlier? But you're coming from an entirely different perspective from what TCW is. You guys are.
Oh, I know that.
You guys like fighting. You guys like fighting. I mean, our core is GPA. We aren't exactly a military aligned alliance. We're not really the kind of alliance that will
the
go out
problem
there.
is you're
Things
saying that as if it's a justification, but I don't think so. If your argument is we're too weak to resist hegemony, then
it's not a justification, and it's not being too weak. What I'm saying is that it's context, because the alliance isn't really an alliance which would originally go out and start wars on its own. Like those logs that were posted by Rainbow, they were logs that were written by Kuru. It was in the one of his threads that he made in one of the internal chats. So,
And
as I
again,
said,
we're not saying
you,
it
you,
was
you can
right
use
what
you can
happened.
use hindsight. You can use hindsight, and yes, I do
Again,
agree.
It's got nothing
I do
to do with
agree.
hindsight.
It does though, because when you're saying why didn't you switch earlier, you're basically bringing a perspective that you have now that you've got all the information at hand right now.
We had all the information. It was on the forums.
With all due respect, you still
Yes, but
recommend you
you're
switch
dealing
sides.
with us with a different situation. You need to have the context as well.
With all
And
due
again, the
respect,
slogs that were on the
We got
forum.
absolutely slaughtered in Nightfall. We weren't sure that if we turned an IQ, would we even get allies? Because we asked multiple people after Nightfall, would you want to get a treaty?
You kind of brought that on yourself as well. So I mean, that's
Okay. Look,
this is the problem. These are all
Nightfall.
self-inflicted
Okay,
problems.
okay, what I'm saying is,
gentlemen,
that's kind of getting off topic. But what were you saying, Nokia?
for one, calm down. The chat's had enough with this conversation. All three
No,
you are
Nokia,
talking
shut
over
the
each
fuck
other.
up.
Yeah,
This
Nokia,
conversation
can
is
you
fine.
go away? You're not useful in this conversation at all.
Nokia is useful.
This
He's
is the hot
recording.
spicy shit, okay?
Thalmor's ratings are going up. He wants this shit to stay.
Everyone wants
I mean,
to hear the
I
drama.
told-
Let's be real.
I told Felky privately that I thought in hindsight, or not in hindsight, I thought in general that the war with KTTGH was completely
Well, I'm
insane.
not
Like,
putting that on you.
I
I'm
had no
putting that
idea.
on
Yeah.
TCW.
I was-
I
I
don't
was
blame
just-
you. I had no
Yeah.
problems with you
I
until
was
after
just head of
that.
econ at
when-
the time.
I actually got to go do laundry. Shit.
Because I only became Prime Minister of TCW in February after Nightfall. And then when I became Prime Minister, we found out TKR was dropping us, and Guardian was dropping us, and Grumpy was going. And so we only had Frontier Records. And that's when we went to IQ, or Covenant.
Oh, hey, Justin's here. Hey, Justin.
Well, I won't rehash my same point again because we'll just go back in a circle all the way around to where we're at. I'd
Look,
say
I mean,
we'll
someone
agree
had
to
asked me to
disagree.
say this. Someone had asked me to say this in chat. What happened in NPO's last time was wrong. What IQ tried to do was wrong. We're not trying to say we're entirely innocent. We're not trying to say we did nothing wrong. We're not trying to say, oh, it was all BK. Oh, it was all NPO. Oh, we did nothing wrong. Mistakes were made. We're not saying don't put any blame on us. We're not saying don't be mad at us. We're not
I
saying.
mean,
problem
after
with
all,
that-
we
with
were
that
we were the
number-
alliance. We were the alliance that pulled down all those whales. So yeah, I do agree that we
Yeah,
bear a bit of blame for that. But the thing is that you should
we're
look at
just
it from
trying to
our
explain
perspective.
why we.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
I
trying
know.
to say
I wasn't
why we made
commenting
the
on the
decision
whole
and
Kuru
what happened.
thing. Just to be clear, I dipped out when you started talking about.
Because
Kuru.
like
I don't
after
care.
all,
I'm
like
not- this is
after all-
unconnected to that.
After all, Goons was going about and doing things that were fucking us over, and nowhere near as bad as you guys. I understand that, but they were just one of the many things that were causing multiple problems between us. Like Goons was going out and reporting members of our protectorates and getting them banned.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see how that strengthens your point. If anything, it gives you more reason to leave.
Yes, I understand that, but then again, as I said, we were juggling so many different things. We wanted to try to, be a good ally because after Nightfall, we had no allies pretty much apart from Frontier Records.
Okay, well, I'll just summarize my whole point with the question. What happened? What are you going to do next time you're in the exact same position? And I know Nokia earlier
We
said,
won't be in the same position.
No, you can't promise that. You
won't
can't
be.
predict that. The position you were in is that you're tied to a sphere, and that sphere chose to build a hegemony. How do you know someone won't do that?
We were tied to IQ, and we knew that when we signed IQ, we would have to fight the war that they wanted because otherwise they'd drop us. That's the simple reason. And we needed an ally because if we didn't fight the war, it would defeat the purpose of even signing into IQ.
Yeah, well, we've been over that. My point is,
the idea it's going to happen again if we sign in Germany it's ludicrous because we're not going to be signing someone.
I'm a bit concerned by
I mean, there's
that
nothing
you
we
won't
can.
answer the question.
At the end of the day, there's nothing we
Right.
can do or say besides we won't. We're
Well-
not gonna be in a hegemony anymore. We're not interested in that. We've seen what happened with it. We've seen what happens to people we like in the game. It's not fun for anyone.
Like,
Okay,
I would
all
say
we can
that's
all
what
we
I
can
wanna
say
hear.
all we can
TCW
say is that we aren't gonna be.
TCW never does offensive wars without like a really, really good reason. Like we're not going to attack someone for no reason. The only reason we had some hostility with Hedge is because of the situation with Odin and having
mean, I
8
can-
billion stolen
To
from him.
respond to someone in the chat, my point isn't that they can't learn from their mistakes; it's that I don't believe they have. There's a completely different
I mean,
point
I can
because they
say.
have. This is the first time you've actually taken responsibility. Just to be clear, you haven't done it before now. It's the first time you've done it.
No, I wouldn't do
coax
it on the
out of
forums.
you.
I wouldn't do it on the. I know I wouldn't do it on the forums, and you didn't have to coax it out of me because I've said it to people privately, but because I just don't think saying stuff on the forums is good because it just turns into a mosh pit of all sorts of different arguments. But
Yeah,
I've said to multiple people that I do have regrets, but as I said, we had to deal with a lot of things. We had stuff that we had to juggle. We had our concerns that we had to take into consideration, and we made the choices that we thought were best for our alliance.
Yeah, and that's my problem. What's happened?
And I mean, I can
that's my
say.
question is when you're in that exact everyone keeps saying you won't be, but this is the thing. You didn't even did you know that
Okay,
IQ was going to be a
fine, I'll
hegemony
answer the
before you
question.
signed them?
I'll
Our
answer the question.
concerns were
As-
mainly
hang on,
finding
hang on,
allies.
thanks. Hang on. So, fine. If the question is what happens next time we are in the position, I'll just answer as TCW as head of FA. I have the ability to, and Sphinx can override me, of course, but I can sign treaties and I can drop treaties. If we believe we are in a position where we are going to form a hegemony, it is not good for the game. I will personally promise we're not going to sign the treaty, and if we are, I'll personally retire because I'm not going to be part of it. But we don't have any interest in that.
There you go.
I will
There you go.
personally.
That's all you had to say instead of all the misdirection.
Like with Sketchy, as long as I'm Prime Minister, we will not ever sign in Germany. 100%.
Let me specify. Even when you're not Prime Minister, I'm going to specify. Even when you're not Prime Minister, we're not signing a hegemony. I'm not letting it happen. Like we have Leo here, I'm here. We have Dawn here. We have other people here. We have many members of High Guild. We aren't going to do it.
Yeah, I was going to say like it wouldn't really be something that I need to admit because it's something that's a given. Like that's not something we're interested in.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
We never. No, we never signed IQ with the idea about hey, let's go and kill half the game. Like that wasn't our motivation.
I know that is my concern. That's not me. I never accused you of signing into a hegemony. My concern was you signed BK, not the full IQ. It was revealed that IQ was still together, that they were trying to make a hegemony, and you still stayed with them at that point. That was my concern. My problem is what happens if somewhere down the line you sign, I don't know, a major AA, and they've got a bunch of secret major AA, any large AA that could potentially build a hegemony, right? Rose,
there's a different alliance. I don't know.
Whoever it is, the big alliance, and then it's revealed in the middle of a war, perhaps that this is all a hegemonic move. Are you going to just dip out, or are you going to stay for another 6-7 months and prop it up? That's my question because that's what you did before.
We're not. Fine. I'll promise as head of FA, and Sphinx has promised as the Prime Minister. We have no interest in being part of that. If it happens, we will leave.
Okay, there you go. See, yeah, We found some common ground. I'm happy.
And
Now,
yeah, as Thalmor said,
Sphinx,
it
when,
is unlikely
Sphinx,
that something will happen
when are you gonna rap Battle Abyss?
Oh god.
tomorrow.
Uh,
He's been awake for like 30 hours.
I'd
Go
have
to
to
sleep,
think
man.
about it.
Kios, you and I, we
Okay,
are
guys.
hegemony ourselves.
Just pay Odin back his 8 billion and sure.
Fucking nope. Sphinx, hey, nope, quiet you. We're not
Did you
doing
just
this
say
now.
8 million? Okay, that sounds
8
good.
billion.
Go get the 8 million out,
No, it's 8
Kegels.
billion.
8 billion? I don't know about that.
So now
I mean,
I
you were
fully
head of
understand.
Quiet.
head of Econ
Stop.
in North Point, so
Nope. Thalmor, continue.
Now I finally understand why we're fighting you guys to begin with.
Yeah,
Sketchy here is
thank you.
terrified a new hegemony will grow out of the Commonwealth
No,
sphere, and he
no,
wants to
no,
nip it in
no.
the bud.
Nah, it's
he
not
has
that.
nightmares.
It's
He has
I wanted
nightmares
to
of Rock
punish
every
them
night.
for the last one. No.
Dude,
They're
I don't
nowhere
think
near hegemony yet. It's all good.
I don't think
We're
anyone has
good.
heard
We
from
got a
Rock.
two years to go.
I don't think anyone has even and I'm being serious now. I don't think anyone has heard from Rock in like months. He like vanished even from NPO servers. I heard.
Guinea
They're
pigs
good.
generally don't live too long though.
It's true. It's sad. Leo is gone from BK server because he's in the military. Rock is gone. No, I don't think there's any chance of
I
IQ
probably
ever
visited
returning.
Peru by mistake.
Oh no.
Well,
What's the
shit.
next question, Sal?
I wasn't intending to speak, Thalmor, but yeah. Guess,
No,
you got
look,
me, Mike.
that's one of the. I'm not a political person. I'm not involved in politics. I can't ask the interesting questions, and I'm more than happy when
It's
someone
okay.
came to take
It's
it
okay,
over.
Thermal. I'll do it for you. Don't worry.
So, yeah, I mean, that's.
Oh hey, when did
that's kind of the
Shiho
game.
join?
Shiho and Justin, they both came in kind of recently. I guess.
Yeah,
I
they
guess y'all
missed all the
talking
fun.
reached the syndicate.
Yeah, Shiho
Yeah.
and Justin missed everything that was fun.
Yeah, like me talking about things like the convention.
My first interaction with Justin was me asking who he was in TCW's Discord and me getting made fun of
Morningstar's
for not
Meltdown.
knowing him. I asked the founder of TCW who he was in his own fucking in the Discord. Got fucking hazed for that.
Well, there's not many old guard left now, so don't many people actually would know Justin
I
originally.
mean,
Just
Carla
been told
was
about
drunk
that.
for it. Carla was drunk and making fun of me for not knowing.
Yeah, Caleb was one of the people that BK and NPO got really pissed off at the post they were making, propaganda threads.
I mean, even we get pissed at him.
Because they wanted me to censor Caleb, and I told them like, fuck it. I told them like, seriously, Rock, like, that's not going to work, right? Like, if I go to Caleb and say, hey, you need to like, stop doing this, he's going to do the exact opposite.
That's only gonna make it worse if you say don't do this. He's gonna just do it more often. You know what you should have done, Sphinx? You should have said do it more often. He wouldn't have done it then. It's reverse psychology.
I'm not hating on Caleb. Caleb was fucking amazing.
I order you to post more shit posting. He'd be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not gonna do anything more.
Who was that guy complaining about everyone pings in TCW? It's like a TCW tradition now. It's been happening for 4 years or something. Every Friday.
Yeah, he's like, why did this happen?
Only every Friday?
Yeah, every Friday, Caleb pings the link to Rebecca Black's Friday with an everyone ping.
He pings everyone more often than that, but also.
Well, sometimes he's drunk and he'll ping it on Saturday as well.
Man,
I think he's only missed once.
They would not have survived in TGH. Borhan would ping every 2 minutes. He would ping to announce his announcements.
The first time I met Buo, it was in Pantheon where TGH raided the Discord, and it was just solid walls of pings. And of course, because Pantheon was a fucking mess, only Fist and Ridcully could ban people, I think, or something like that. So we were stuck with no one able to stop it for like 12 hours.
And then tomorrow he would ping and say that actually the announcement's going to come tomorrow instead. It'd end up being like 3 or 4 pings for one announcement.
I need to go do something. I don't know how long it will take. The show is not over. Shifty is now the host until I can return.
Thalmor,
do
you need
plan
to
on
get a
returning.
co-host.
Hey, so by the way,
You
Shifty's
need
not
a
here
co-host.
anymore.
And a
Shifty
home.
left.
Well, I'm trusting you guys to entertain yourselves. I need to go and do this thing. So bye.
Because I promised to do this, I have to say hello to Fairy Moon, my daughter. Hello, Fairy. No one can unmute. Who are you talking to? Oh, hello, Poop Me and my wife, Justin. Who
Why
do you
is
want
Fuck
to
so
play?
bad? Like,
What?
they're
I don't
negative in damage.
Well, it's because they have
And-
people at like 16 cities
No.
with 3K infrastructure. It doesn't make sense.
We had multiple people at 3.5K, and we're getting the shit kicked out of ourselves. But Fuck was on the offensive.
I agree. We should add Fox numbers to your side so it's less of a dog pile.
Hey. I don't want this.
I mean, there's a bunch of guys in Fark, and I think there's some in TFP and one in Immortals who just constantly keep rebuilding infra. Like, I thought they would have stopped that by now because they were doing that back in last war.
Dude, that was me in Nightfall.
This one guy who me nuked. I think he had a 3,500 infra city. He got nuked, and then the next day it was back to 3,500. Like again, they're doing it.
If you rebuild it, then no one will ever know what happened.
Putmio, do you remember what infrastructure level Yak had? He had like a 5K infrastructure city, right? It was like the largest I'd seen besides not Viley, but Vile or whatever it was. Yeah, there was a 6K infrastructure with 10K land. It was insane.
Madden once had 5.5K, which I think got nuked by Shifty.
Yeah.
Back in 2007, if I'm not mistaken.
2007? What?
Yeah.
17?
5.5K. Oh, yeah, 2017, yeah.
I was about to say, what?
Yeah.
I mean, Justin, we make sure our builds kind of make sense, though. And look, if we don't have people that make sense, blame Putmio. He heads FA and he heads Econ, so any bad builds are because of Putmio as the head of Econ.
Justin is broad.
We came from GPA, so we've kind of gotten the problem of people building too much info under control. So if we can do it, then yeah, I built a 3,600 because I'm 42 cities. No, I only built a 3,000 back in that last war. That's because the war was dead, and that's when, the war was won at that time. But yeah.
Justin gives me a good idea. While Thalmor's not here, we can increase the autism of this show by taking questions from the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was annoying. I think the best day you got, Denison, was I lost almost 5,000 tanks to your spy ops. 2,500 each spy.
The OPSEC information is that Putmio and I are getting married in the spring. That's the OPSEC information you get. Next question.
The war is going to end very soon.
Sphinx does like
these
anime.
questions are not autistic enough. I'm already disappointed.
Like anime.
Come on, guys.
Maybe.
Wait.
Sphinx favorite anime Piku.
When will peace discussions begin? When I hit up Swamp and Hedge and ask them to talk.
Actually, hang on. Tyrion,
I've still got a couple things.
Discussion. Tyrion, you're here.
No. I've still got a couple things I want to get done. We've still got to nuke a whole bunch more of Fark cities.
Question from
Sphinx,
Justin.
Why
has TCW been shit? Yeah, since the day that Justin left.
Technically, wouldn't that be your fault because you picked Felky as a successor? So
fucking shots fired.
Get dunked on.
Listen, we can't make fun of Felky. He's not here to defend himself. He's been dead.
He's on vacation.
Yes, his beachside holiday, which turned out to be something that was going to go for, what is it now, 2 years now or something?
Hey, Sphinx, I'm going to go remove Felky from the Alliance. Give me a sec.
No, you keep him there. You can't move him. I still talk to Felky in emails, by the way.
You can't stop me. You are not in the Alliance.
You literally can't remove Felky. You have to keep him there.
What are your thoughts on UPN? That's what the question is. He hasn't pinged anyone, so it's an open question.
They are purple.
Look, I'm grateful for UPN when they signed us when we needed allies after Nightfall. I wasn't happy with how they weren't willing to at least break or willing to just toe the party line for IQ. But I don't like to throw alliances under the bus, and so I'm happy that UPN might be able to get a second chance and actually work on things. And also, fucking Matt actually replied to me, like underdid everything. Like most of the other UPN gov, they never did. They didn't really talk much at all. When I signed Matt, let me check my DMs. When I signed Matt, I hit him up, and he never replied. And where's the server? Here it is.
Fiho, when are you gonna rejoin
He
Pantheon?
actually replied to me, and it was
Pantheon
16 months. How many billions does Sphinx have? A lot.
69. Shiho, when are you and Don
I'm in the
Juan
offshore right
and
now, so I'm just
Printer and the
keeping
others
everything
gonna
safe.
go join? When you guys
Sure.
gonna go join Pantheon again to fix it?
What are my thoughts on EM? Look, I don't hate EM, but I just thought it was really suspicious what he was doing with the Kino stuff, and he was.
You mean
Let's say
cheating?
let's just say that humble isn't a word in his vocabulary. Like I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that he tried to ask Alex for 10 billion to give information on the guy that was, or information on the
Yeah,
game thing that's going
Alex
on.
is a fucking idiot for not banning him.
When you guys rejoining Pantheon, when 6 goes away, and I can't
He's
rejoin because he's
dead now.
banned me from the Discord. He's still in the alliance and needs to go. Like, why would I rejoin Pantheon? I'm like, Pantheon just needs to disband. Like
I know,
all
but
the
you guys
founders.
can fix it.
No,
I'll
all the
bring back Fistlandius. It would be great.
all the founders of Pantheon are in TCW right now. Like if you look at
All of
Pantheon's
them?
gov, yeah,
All of them?
Office doesn't count, but Printer and Don
There
Yuan
you
are
go.
2 of the 3 founders.
I wanted you to specify there. We ain't part of that.
But put it this way, if you look at like Pantheon's gov from like 2017 to late 2000 or early 2018, it's like a carbon copy almost of what TCW is. No, because we're actually going to survive a bad rolling. Look what happened after Nova. Pantheon never recovered from that. They're still just lounging around in the, what is it now, the 20th or something? What are they? And most of them are inactive as well. What are they now? They are.
I mean, I can answer that
23rd.
question right now, Valley. If we left TCW, there's an agreement. We all join Chocolate Castle for chocolate cake.
Yeah, honestly,
moves on.
I don't think I would ever leave TCW because I've been in the same alliance with like Yui and Line stuff for like 4 years now, and so I'm probably like a lifer. If I was to leave TCW, I'd probably ask to join Chocolate Castle because I just like a lot of the people
Chocolate
there.
Castle is great. Chocolate
And
Castle
they're just a
didn't
really
do
good alliance.
anything. Chocolate Castle didn't even try to poach us, and they got like 90% of our gov to agree to join if we left.
Yeah.
It's obscene.
Most of us.
I've adopted half of Chocolate Castle's high gov. I love it.
Does
I hope
the
you all
state
are
pay
nice
you
to my
well for
children.
adopting them?
Wait, Sketchy.
Whoa, whoa,
Sketchy,
whoa,
if I
whoa,
asked,
whoa, 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 whoa.
if I wanted to join COTL, would you let me or not?
Well, I don't decide who gets to join, so
What do you mean it's easy to
Left
get me
you
to
in the chat.
join?
I just pick who to kick. I don't pick who joins. But I would only agree if we could put you on 100% tax
Well,
and
I'd cash out.
spend all
I'd
your
cash
money
out.
buying everyone else cities.
Oh no! Before I do that, I'd cash all my money out, so I'd build up to like 45 or something. Yeah, then I'd be happy 100. I wouldn't mind. I've been
No,
on
we have to-
100
Okay.
for months.
Yep, sounds good to me.
I thought the agreement
Post
was
your
50.
application tomorrow.
I thought it was 50.
Real quick.
No,
You
my
mean
plan
one.
is to grow to 50 within a year, but I want to grow to 45 before
Hey,
the end of the
Sketchy,
year.
when I
Yeah,
applied
you usually
to,
have to go to 45 before you can go to 50. That's how it works.
Like late 20,
I don't
2021.
I don't participate in your basic math. I go right from 42 to 50.
Okay, that explains a lot.
This is why they don't let me do econ.
Hey, Sketchy, I found it a little offensive that when I applied to Children of the Light that you thought ChangeUp could troll me.
I don't even remember this, so that's how much I care about it.
Yeah.
It sounds like something I would do, but I don't remember any of this.
It's whatever. I had a lot of fun in that meeting. That's all I know.
Oh, I remember now. Yep, okay, I remember.
I heard the great thing like, oh, that's no fun. I was trying to troll you. Nah, buddy, you walked into the wrong application room. I came here to troll.
I'll ask Sphinx a question. Sphinx,
Oh,
if you
can you
could go back and change something about TCW, what would you change?
letting Rainbow in?
Okay. I was hoping you'd say not joining IQ because we could really make it look good, but dang.
Not
gave you a
switching
layup, dude.
to-
I gave you a layup.
If it was about that war, 100%, I would have switched, a couple months earlier, honestly. But it is what it is.
Gave you a layup. See, Sketchy, this is why I'm here. Make sure he behaves.
What, to give him bad setup so that he doesn't count.
Yeah, well, I don't play football. I do. I don't. I'm gonna retire. I retire. Sphinx, this is my retirement.
Well, you can't retire. I've appointed you head negotiator for TCW, so you have to stay around until you finish that job. Speaking of which, let's get these peace negotiations underway, okay, Sphinx? You still haven't agreed to rap battle Abbas yet.
It's to be determined. I'll have to think about that.
Then you'll have to surrender, obviously. Gotta take the L with pride.
Yeah, Dennison, I needed that nuke to nuke.
Yes, I'm appointing myself lead negotiator of TCW as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sphinx. You just lost the nuke.
I don't have any more nukes. That was the last one. Dennis, Dakota just got it.
Oh, yeah, good. Have sympathy for him and convince him that his only way out is to submit to the rap battle with Abbas. It'll be fun
I've
for the
I've got to think about that, but
really, if you agree to it, it'll restore your military reputation.
Austin, do I still have to rap T-Jest? You and Peterson, do I have to rap him still?
I don't know what T-Jest. Well, what happens if T-Jest doesn't get peace before we do? Are you going to expand onto them, or are they just going to like peace out? I'm being curious about that. Fair enough. Don't worry about UPN. No one cares about UPN.
All right.
we literally spoke to them about that, and they were fine with it. Like we just said, we're just going to focus all our efforts on Swamp.
All of us should agree to pay.
Because that's where the stat padding is.
Sweet. What do you want us to pay $1 million to? I'll do it right now.
Million's not really that much, but
exactly.
Okay,
I'll think about it.
Shut the fuck up!
Thalmor's back to finally take charge of his show.
I am
Dad,
taking
is
the
that
reins
you?
once again.
It was now the Sphinx and Sketchy show.
Yeah, I took questions from the audience, and they weren't nearly as autistic as I was hoping they would be. I'm pretty disappointed with this audience. You should get a new one.
Fuck me
You
then.
can answer any more questions if you want.
I don't even get named.
So, anyways, there are some people here, Justin and Shiho and stuff. I was wanting to ask them, do you guys want to be unmuted and talk to Tarroc and Sphinx any?
Oh, please
Because
don't make me talk to Shiho and them. I'm nervous. I'm scared.
Just, there are some relevant people in the political sphere here. So if there are people who want to speak and exchange stuff, I wanted to help enable that.
We should turn this into like a campaign for TCW's leadership, and we'll have Sphinx and Justin argue about who should be the next leader of TCW. Just have an open debate.
It's Kalov. We have already decided.
Can I run in the elections?
I don't know the rules of the TCW election, so I can't tell you.
Basically, the elections are the rules are basically any member can run. I think there's it's been so long since we did a proper election. I think it's. Let me check the actual charter. I think it's like a 3-month membership requirement or something.
I'm taking over the alliance and I'm getting rid of the treasurer and then giving it to you.
Pretty much every election we've had, the only people who've ever won are people who were former high gov. Because like before I won the election, I was head of econ.
Do you know
And
who else
before
has a
Phil-
charter? UPN. That's a good argument against charters. So I
Oh,
don't
no.
care what your charter is. I'm running in the election.
Just want to point out that you're just giving more ammunition for DJs to hit us again.
Well, it's a good thing that we're talking all this out tonight to hopefully avoid a second war.
Shout out, you ain't touching high gov.
All right.
Do you actually have any terms you want to present so I could possibly agree to them now if you want or not?
What
Yeah,
have
the
I been
rap
doing
battle.
for the last 10 minutes? Do you think I'm
Any more
joking
terms?
about this rap battle, man? I'm
No,
very serious.
I was hoping we could move
Oh,
on
hang
from
on,
the
hang
rap
on.
battle.
Actually, that's
Other
a
ones
legitimate
apart from the rap
question.
battle.
Okay, well, as far as I know, there are no other terms besides you taking that big fat L. That's all. Just surrender and rap battle Abbas, and we'll be good. But
James, Wampus
if you like,
VM
I can
lives
consult with my
down.
coalition. How about that?
James,
So
Wampus
admit
VM
defeat
lives
and then
near
rap battle
the
Abbas, is
Gulf
that
of
all?
Mexico, and
Yeah,
we
yeah,
get hit
that
by a
sounds
I
hose.
thought
good
I
to
had to
me.
fly a flag.
Wait, what? No, that's my flag. People keep trying to make you fly that flag. It's making me upset. It's my flag. I made it. You don't fly
So what
my
you're saying is
flag.
we should
It's our
fly the
war
flag.
No. Well, maybe I'm doing reverse psychology, and this is all just part of my plan.
Yeah, I want people to stop being mean to Wampus. He's not VMing because he's ditching us. He's getting hit by 2 hurricanes at once. So he's not trying to war dodge. It's a legitimate reason. Let's stop making fun of the big whale. He's a good boy.
But like, if he was playing politics and war and the hurricane, that would be incredibly based.
Hang on, we're about to
So-
Hey,
declare. This is an official
Poopy.
declaration of war on Koth for Davith making fun of my accent.
Prove me, like when I think it was Ripper wanted us to fly the GPA flag, the meme one. I actually thought that term was actually fucking amazing. So I wouldn't mind flying the flag that Sketchy's got flying right now.
Well, I suppose if we never fight a war ever again, I'll allow it, because then I won't need it to be our war flag again. So we'll just have to have a permanent nap forever, and then I'll allow you to fly that flag.
Davith, we have a treaty. Why are you mocking me right now? We have a treaty. Come on now. Sphinx, I'm gonna go cry.
Yeah, I think it was just the original GPA flag they wanted to fly, but I wanted to fly that one though, the meme one. I don't remember what war that was made for though.
So, Sphinx and Tarroc. So this war has been fought. I'm pretty sure it is now beginning to end.
Oh, we just made
Well,
the
actually,
comeback, obviously.
Obviously.
Beginning.
Well, first
Well,
off,
They've recruited FARC to their side of the war now, so the numbers are evening.
No, the quickest global was I think like 5 days. Poop meal.
I wouldn't consider this a global. to
I
be
mean,
honest.
all the old globals before the resistant changes were like really short, like less than a week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, peace talks haven't even begun and we're 5 days in, so we literally couldn't beat them.
Well,
I-
that's not true. Peace talks have now begun. We're
That's
doing
true.
all right now.
So, like, I perceive that the Commonwealth and their allies just haven't tried any of this war. Is that correct? What's the internals of the war inside of you guys?
Well, TCW is fine. We're actually pretty active internally. It's just we kind of know when we're doomed, and so the war basically turned out to who can do as much damage as possible.
And it turns out we're losing that.
Gotcha.
So Sphinx and his info.
Yeah, but the good news is we're beating FARC though.
We aren't though. They have a better net than us.
I'm gonna make
The
a new
fact that they're
flag.
negative,
and I'm
negative
gonna-
in damage means we're beating them. I'll take that as
I'll
a win.
replace it. I'll
That's
replace
fair.
the no military reputation with military reputation for beating FARC. How does that sound?
Like any swamp people in the chat, like seriously, why do you keep FARC around? Like, what do they do? Like at least like TCW is really good at like absorbing massive blows, and surviving. But like, fuck, just sits there doing nothing.
I agree now. Kick out Fart. They're they are out of your tiering. This war proves they're just a liability. They're just going to go negative.
I would have thought that
no
people
reason
would
to
have.
be in the block.
We don't bow to peer
I-
pressure.
I would have thought that people would have learned not to rebuild infra during war, especially after I did it. Like, fuck's still doing it.
Of course they would still be doing it.
You know, nuke
Man.
rogues are loving it, but you know.
Kumi
See,
is having the time
this
of
is
his
what
life.
this
He's
is what we need to do
overjoyed.
to bring out that hard hitting journalist in Thalmor. Just mention Fark and he goes insane.
Yeah, Fark's retarded.
Thalmor,
Which
if we ever beat you in a war, one of the terms is you have to join folk. Okay?
I would
Oh.
like. Oh, I would delete. I would be gone. It would be over. What
Yeah.
So what is the Commonwealth going to do post-war? I feel like you guys aren't just going to stay where you are. I feel like you guys must like.
Well,
You guys won't go in a
internally, our high gov and I, you know, we're chatting about what to do. So obviously we can't say much, but you know,
Yeah.
things
Let's just-
may be happening. Changes may be happening.
It involves a bunch of cocaine.
I'm sitting the offshore now, so our bank's fine. So you know, we'll rebuild after this, but we're gonna have to do some changes to our exterior focuses.
So like Rose, TKR, which way is it looking?
I'm really
Well,
liking Knights Templar.
put it this way: if we join TKR when they're still out with Syndicate, they would probably piss Sketchy off even more because like
Oh yeah, definitely.
even we would agree that 100% that would cause an hegemony because like TCW with those two combined and all the little allies, I think it's like 60 or 55% of the entire game's GDP. So like the amount of shit they'd be making per day is insane.
Oh, so Rose then.
Wait, Rose still exists? I haven't seen them in so long.
TCW KT, that's an interesting ship. I don't know what the fan art would be of that.
I mean, put it
It's
in like
It's Sphinx and
I
a Templar.
I honestly think that like we would work really well with an alliance like COTL because we would kind of be like a hammer and an anvil because like yeah, we're kind of a bit rusty in war, but you know we're extremely good at taking a blow and
So what you're saying is, we'll run your milcom for you, and you can just look pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Who are we hitting?
What does the fighting pacifist, the Commonwealth, look like in my head? How did the fighting pacifists do? Did they do okay?
sorry, someone was just talking to me then.
I can get a war cost if you like. One
Well,
sec.
someone posted a stat thing earlier from Piggy.
Yeah,
Let's see if
I
can-
posted one for Fark as well. They're like 2 billion negative. Not
Yeah, I think
200
they're
million.
nearing parity. But yeah, as I was saying, I honestly think TCW and like an alliance like you know KT or CTO, even though it probably won't happen, would honestly be a pretty good pairing because TCW has honestly got a really good ability to just you know resist wars and not resist wars, sorry, but you know resist a pretty bad blitz because we're no stranger to getting rolled pretty badly.
Yeah. On that topic, can we be left alone? Like we're friends. TCW friends, not foe. That's my Prime Minister pitch.
So, fighting pacifists are 5 billion positive, to answer your question.
Yeah, they're fighting pacifists seem like they're decent fighters. I would put in my limited
I don't know why people meme on them. They've always been okay, to be honest. I don't know. At least in my experience, they've got some weird shit with like democracy and that, but like, I don't know. I've never really understood all the memeing on them.
Yeah, I would consider the fighting pacifists and the Commonwealth to be kind of on the same level, as in they're not terrible, but they're not like worthy of being in Hedge. They're okay. They can hold their own. So Commonwealth and pacifists together, I think that'd
thing
be
in
fine.
head. Holy! I thought we weren't bragging, Thalmor. Jesus.
I don't. I don't want to make a hegemony. Please don't put us in Hedge.
I mean, I think I've said it on the forums a couple of times that like a lot of the alliances in Hedge are like hands down the best fighting alliances in the game. So yeah, there's no need to brag about that. It's because it's true.
Yeah, it is true. I guess I
I
have
just
to
want to
break
let
my
it
own
be
leg
known.
now.
I'm not the one
TFP,
bragging. It's Sphinx.
TFP, yeah, TFP and TCW like defensively were extremely strong.
Okay,
Right.
guys, I know.
But it's true.
It's just funny because
mean-
you don't brag, bro. It's poor form. We're the best.
Yeah, I'd agree with it. COTL's hands down MVP of the war.
I'm gonna say Grumpy simply because I want Grumpy to like me.
What was the question? Because you went robot to me for a sec.
Was there a question?
Yeah, I'm not surprised, Aku. I mean, you've got Kegos, you've got yourself, you've got Sketchy, so no wonder you
I
guys
was
are going to do pretty well.
I was surprised.
Because we don't have. It's the thing about like.
I'm ready to do it.
CPH.
I'm ready to cut off my own leg.
Oh my god, what's he going
I'm
on?
gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do it. Tell me not to.
That me.
If I tell you not to, will you stop?
Maybe.
I mean, don't do it because that means you might not be able to make it to politics and WarCon.
Oh shit, that's right. I better. Yeah, I think you're right. I better just
They have like
better
cars
not do
and
it.
shit, you know, and wheelchairs. He can be a panel speaker for the dangers of PNW. PNW ruined my life. Made me a cripple.
Y'all are crazy. First, you want to hear me describe how much shit myself. Then you want to hear me piss, and now you're encouraging me to take an axe to my leg. Y'all are wild. I don't blame IQ for trying to drive you off from the game. You shouldn't be playing this if you're going to act like this.
To be fair, you keep doing it, so no wonder people keep asking you to.
Oh man.
Thanks, Justin wants to know why you think they're the best alliance and why Hedge is the best fighting block.
Because we are.
Why? Because like
I
when
don't
they
know,
want to pull off
Justin
when they
asked
want to
you.
pull off a blitz, it's pretty seamless. Like I've fought these guys multiple times, and every single time I've fought them, like they've always been like hands down an extremely well-oiled machine.
Stop talking about Guardian hitting half an hour early was a mistake. Leave him alone.
Sphinx is being too nice. I'm feeling
Okay,
uncomfortable.
okay. Yeah, Guardian may be an exception, but like I'm referring mostly to COTL.
Again, I like Grumpy.
Even with
And they've
even
got
with
good RNG as
Guardians,
well. Because when I
though.
fought Kegos in 69 Day War, fucking bastard got 7 nuclear plants in like a wars. I think it was 1 or 2 wars against me. Can't remember how many. Yeah, he had insanely good RNG. Yeah, and it was double nuke plants as well, which is annoying. Like unpowered an entire city.
I hope no one's actually like considering the one Guardian guy declaring early to be a valid criticism. Like one guy made a mistake and then all of a sudden, oh, we just gotta throw all of Guardian has to be thrown away. You're unmuted, Shifty.
Guardians also got a bunch of people who do rebuild infra, like Sly and there's another guy I can't remember his name. Can you look?
You guys remember when TFP used to be allies with Pantheon?
I remember that. I think I do.
TFP had
When
a
was that?
reputation like Pantheon. They've never been like Pantheon.
Didn't they used to have a treaty back in Nightfall time?
Oh, you said
No,
treaty?
I was.
Fair enough. Yeah. Thought you said they were like Pantheon.
Are we going back to any more Q&A or?
I mean, if people in the
ask the
audience
audience
want
and
to ask
stuff?
questions, but if the audience wants to ask questions, they can. You guys have talked things out. I'm kind of out of things.
Also, I just want to say, I stuffed up my my walls when I started because I slept in. I saw all those pings, by the way. I was asleep when you were sending them to me, but I woke up like a couple hours afterwards, and like I stuffed up my first couple of wars. I didn't realize how strong ground was because I probably could have survived the first round easily because Fenris or Dreadnought's still alive. He's gonna die this round when his beige finishes, but
I think a
ground is
C25 is beating him right now.
he'll be able to double buy them, easily beat them eventually. But yeah, ground is just crazily strong.
It's
Yeah.
the new meta. It used to
He's
be
losing
Ares
right now.
King, now Ground is King.
If he plays his cards right, he might be able to beat him.
Oh, Riddler is here. Riddler, how does it feel to win 17 city up declare right now? Let's hear it from your mouth.
Oh, in
shit,
Nightfall,
this chat is just lagging and fuck from there right now.
oh, in Nightfall, when I was dead, I was like 33 cities or something, and there were like 10 city guys that were sitting on me, cycle beiging me. Quite annoying. But yeah, any questions or anything? Or
The audience can ask some if they want, but I'm done for the night.
people are really talkative.
I think it's been a good one.
Let's get an interview from Don Juan. Unmute him, have him talk.
Could the chat handle that many Australians?
We need more Aussie.
It
I don't think
absolutely
this
couldn't
chat
handle.
can handle question and answer after my last attempt to get him to ask questions.
Well, what did you do in your last attempt to scare them?
I asked them to ask questions, and I said I want them to be as autistic as possible, and I got no good questions. I was very disappointed.
That's unusual. I know what my fan base can do. They can be
that's
really autistic.
That's what
It
I
was
thought.
because
but
you
no.
weren't here, Thalmor.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
maybe
not.
why.
They
I
like
guess
hurting
not.
you.
You
If
can
you're not,
go all out. Go as autistic as possible. Go wild. Go stupid. Go crazy.
how many
Dude,
body pillows do you have, Sphinx?
I'm lagging so much that Thalmor sounds like T-Pain. Fucking weird.
You can call me whatever you want.
Sphinx, we have a request that you show leg photos.
I don't know about any kissing or making up, but Sphinx has apologized. I'm gonna take him at his word until he gives me a reason not to.
Do I not get mentioned, Sketchy?
Who are you? Sorry.
Dad?
You didn't do anything wrong. You don't have to apologize.
Oh, sweet. I've done nothing wrong. You heard it here, folks.
You probably have, but I just don't pay attention.
But I didn't do anything wrong. It's over.
If I don't know your name, you've done nothing wrong. That's how I work this stuff out. I'd say they're about the same size.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I'm aware of the money.
Oh, actually, that's
but
not
Reddit.
true. I will say that I'm more confident in Kotor's ability to pull off a blitz now than I was before.
I perceive Children of the Light to be like the Golden Horde 2.0, to be honest. So that
No,
doesn't
well,
surprise me.
there's like no people. It's the thing about the TGH is it was made up of a lot of very skilled members, like who've had experience. He didn't really need to Milcom micromanage them as much. That's KOTOR is mostly soup, North Point, and then just people we've like recruited. So I wasn't sure at all how well we'd go.
Yeah, Vali, Ben407 and I looked for that, but Brado himself was the main guy who handled most of the money. Like, I never actually controlled anything directly. He would send me stuff to send dividends to people week by week, but from what we could find, we weren't actually able to track down where things went.
See what I mean?
I know Seb
Two
basically
questions.
I know Seb basically took control of like pretty much most of the finances at the time. Like he was basically tasked with monitoring all the bonds and getting that stuff returned. So if you had a bond that you wanted to get back, then you had to speak to Seb because he took over all that stuff because he had a bunch of stuff with Rado. But yeah, he pretty much kept things in house. Like I was just the guy that updated the sheets when he asked me to, and send dividends to people. And yeah, Quishi, if you were on the sheet at the time, then yeah, you would have got something. Like it's probably in my Google Drive history somewhere. I could go through it, but yeah, things were a bit of a mess because Rado wouldn't really tell you what he was doing with some things.
So I
And his sheet
unmuted.
and parts of his sheet were a bit of a mess as well. Like Seb and I and Benford didn't really understand how some things were actually organized and set up. He had a unique way of organizing things.
What's up, Justin? Also, I've unmuted Justin, Leopold, and Shiho because I had a
When was the
question
3
about
billion
starting
cent
the
valley?
syndicate. I am unaware, Justin. That's up for
answer
Sketchy.
that. I can answer that.
I'll stop talking about the bank stuff then. I'll let other people talk.
Okay. In regards to cooperation, I assigned the targets for the war. We gave them their own list of targets, and I believe what's their name? The Ampersand were the ones who managed all the targets on their side, and we managed ours, independent of theirs. So
I
we
want
didn't
to
really do any
speculate.
milcom for them. Basically, they did their own.
Well, when I interviewed Tyrion and TI's Milcom guy, I left with the perception that Swamp was pretty capable of managing their own military.
Yeah, well,
affairs.
I think. I mean, besides Fark's net damage, I looked through all the targets because every alliance had their own set of targets to attack, and pretty much all of them were slotted, so it was pretty good. And to answer your question, Justin, no, or not. Let's just say that the TI treaty has served its purpose, and we'll leave it at that for now.
Thanks for having me on, by the way, Thal. I have to leave. I have to take care of stuff tomorrow, so I need to sleep.
See
I
you
mean,
what I'll say though,
Tarroc.
I've only been up for like 26
Listen,
hours.
you understand
but anyway.
what's happening tomorrow, Sphinx. I need sleep before that.
Yep. All the best, mate. See you then.
Take care, Tarroc. Thanks for coming.
No problem. Thank you for everyone asking me questions.
Catch you later. I'm not sure if Justin heard my answer or not.
Well, I want to answer it myself as someone who knows nothing about anything.
Oh, yeah. Helpful.
I perceived the Immortals Children of the Light ODP as just a defensive thing against the Commonwealth, and now that this war has happened and it's wrapping up, I don't think it will stay around any longer.
That is
There's nothing to keep the two blocks together. So I think after this war, I think the tie will remain, but I think the actual peaceful relationship will deteriorate, and I think eventually an amicable split will happen.
Because it was an ODP, yes.
Yes, because of the Commonwealth mingling.
I mean, I'm happy to tell you the moment we signed that treaty, which was after the whole blowout with the shifty logs a while back, and we were on Ron, me, Keygods, I think it was, trolling Sphinx, and all of the TI and 10% leaders came on and then started trolling Sphinx. And that's when we first realized that there was some bad blood there.
I think Terminal Jest is just an offshoot of the Syndicate, and I don't think there's anything significant there going forward. Justin, do you
mean,
think there's a grand conspiracy concerning Hedge and
you
Swamp?
could certainly say that, but I've just pretty much confirmed that the treaty is not, it's not likely to continue after the war. So, I mean, there's your answer. We've had our fun. I mean,
Okay, Justin.
I'm not FA, so that's me, but I'm pretty sure I can say that confidently. So there you go. Don't
So
hold to me to it though, because I don't have anything to do with it.
Justin, is Terminal just hitting UPN as we hit everyone else UPN is friends with? Quote unquote friends, I should say. Isn't that like TS tacitly like being okay with the war against TCWsphere? Cutting out? Uh-oh. It might just be you. No one else is going. People in chat are usually quick to complain.
I mean, on paper, we're at war with TS.
I wish
or war with
I
TS,
could hear what you were
but
saying.
like we
Thalmor.
had more important things to do, like namely Swamp and so on. Like the only member of ours that attacked was Tarroc, who counted, and yeah, that's
Yeah, gotcha. Alright,
like we pretty much had to prioritize things to do because we were gonna die either way, and so we just had to pick our counters where we had, and that was fuck because as I said,
TS is
they're
just
our
TS,
ticket for.
except for when you formed and were protected by the syndicate. No?
That is complete bullshit.
TGS's entire core is syndicate, so like syndicate attack UPN. No question about that.
So, what is your opinion on that then?
What, the syndicate attack UPN? Well, there's nothing that we could really do about it because we're already being attacked by 1,200 people. So we just had to fight battles where we could fight them. UPN knows that. They agreed to that.
What screen? Oh, those. Yeah. I have to find them, but they're handy somewhere. I've got a screen capped.
This Terminal Jest Defense Force thing is really weird. It's very astroturfed.
I agree. There's really no reason to think Syndicate and Terminal Jest are related. It's obvious that Terminal Jest is actually related to Test, and it's your own allies betraying you. This is all a conspiracy.
Yeah,
I don't understand why this is even a talking point. Like, no one cares that Terminal Jest is an extension of the Syndicate, so I don't even know why is it a point of contention? Why is this being defended? Or maybe I'm just being trolled.
Adrian's in it, isn't it? So really, this was a TKR plot, and TKR is behind it.
It's probably a fake war between Terminal Jest and UPN and Pantheon.
Either that or we got bragging rights. We got attacked by 3 spears. So.
UPN isn't real. Alright, well, it's almost midnight. We've been going on for like over 3 hours. This is probably the longest show we've had, and also probably the most viewed one. I'm about ready to go ahead and wrap it up. I think we've had a good one. Is there any reason to extend it? I mean, you guys can stay and I'll unmute and y'all can chat, but as for the official show where I'm participating, I'm about ready to call it a night.
Thought you left like an hour ago.
Didn't expect to be talking, but actually enjoyed this.
Yeah, well, I'm glad
you
started
sound like
speaking,
fucking robots. Holy shit.
Yeah, my mic's a bit old. Probably get a new one, so.
I don't know. I keep getting weird 5,000 ping lag spikes out of nowhere, so I don't know what's going on.
I know Thal sounds a bit robotic every now and again for me.
And Justin wants to argue Hedge isn't the best Milcom, but I don't know. If you were talking from TS perspective, I could understand that.
Well, okay.
But I've hit your allies lately, mate.
Hedge has proven it though.
Didn't the Syndicate have a very iffy performance in the last war anyways?
Well,
I mean,
Syndicate. Put it this way: without Theo and Shiho, Syndicate would be in a really bad state. Like their
I would
Milcom,
agree.
their Milcom didn't exist last war. Like when TCW blitzed Syndicate, legitimately COA saved them. Like we would have probably dragged down most of Syndicate's top tier at the time, but COA's counters pretty much brought most of our whales down. Because like
I
the
don't
best
know,
fighters,
Captain. Why did you guys declare with airstrikes if you're the best Milcom in the game? Couldn't you figure out that you have to declare with ground strikes? Was that too difficult?
Theo and Shio, like by themselves, are really good, and together, that's a power team. I mean,
like
yeah, that's
they'll be able to do
but
some good work with TS for sure. So it'll be interesting to see what they can actually do. But like my experience of fighting them last war was like, no offense, Leo, but like it wasn't really that impressive at the start. It's
yeah,
like
I've heard bad
some of
things.
some of your
So.
some of the top tier whales like didn't really fight back at all when we blitzed them.
Okay, well, that's kind of about it for me today. It's midnight, so
Play the song.
I think I am going to play this song and then call it a night. I will stick around. I'll hand out the role to people who want it. And yeah,
See
I'll
what
have a few
happened to
words
Umos
on.
anyway? Like where did he go?
We-
Deleted.
He
Okay.
deleted. Okay, that's great. I'm gonna play this song and then end
Oh,
the show. You can finish what you were saying.
I was gonna say, did you do a fist and like delete during the war, or did you delete before that?
He deleted like a month ago.
Ah, okay.
Here's the theme. Good night, everyone.
Thanks for having me, Thal.
Good night, Thal, baby.
Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thalmor Radio. Yeah, he's coming at you from the top. Oh no, no, he won't stop. Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thalmor Radio.
Thalmor Radio.
Before I hop off, like I usually do, who wants the Thalmorite roll so your name will be blue and you'll get the ping before the show starts? You
Yeah, I'd
can't
like it.
receive it if you already have it. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna end the recording then.
Yes, please do, Nokia.